Keith in Centerville says he can get even if he just hits the parlay on this bet.
Chief? Is that what you said?
I don't. What?
What's his name?
Keith.
Oh, Keith. I thought you said Chief.
It was so
in Centerville.
I am not awake enough to remember the words I'm saying this morning.
Okay. So why? That's one you don't hear very often.
Yeah. No, because you guys were talking about the Who.
I thought maybe that was it.
I needed an opening number, and I just remembered I had that one there.
You bet. Written by Pete Townsend for his longtime girlfriend at the time. Mm-hmm. I developed You Bet over several weeks of clubbing and partying. I'd gone through a lean period in my marriage, and I was seeing the daughter of a friend of mine. I wanted it to be a good song because the girl I wrote it for is one of the best people on the planet. And it was, and Roger Daltrey's up in the night. He loves the song. He says it reminds him of an Elvis Presley song. It sounds nothing like an Elvis Presley song. Not at all. Roger, you sang the song great, but it doesn't sound like Elvis.
And Pete's incredibly talented, but my God, is he a turd at the same time?
Yeah.
So the reason we were talking about the Who this morning is that Zak Starkey, Ringo Starr's son, who's 55 or 58 or something like that, has been the drummer for the Who for quite a while, actually. Since, what did I say? I found the date.
The 90s is what we were talking about off air?
Yeah, something in the late 90s. So he's been their drummer since the late 90s. By the way, the drummer on You Bet was not somebody...
Not him.
No, you probably never heard of him.
No.
He's Kenny Jones,
no.
A well-known drummer in England. He was with the Small Faces and bands like that. But go back to the Who... being Pete Townsend and Roger Daltrey, fired Zak Starkey over the weekend. They made a collective decision, it says, to part ways with Zak after this past round of shows at the Royal Albert Hall. They were doing two charity shows, and Roger Daltrey said, he was overplaying. When I sing a song, I need to hear the key, and I can't. All I've got is the drums going boom, 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 boom. I can't sing to that. I'm sorry, but you're fired.
Couldn't that be a mixing issue?
Well, I suppose, but it can be over.
I mean, I guess
a drummer could be over aggressive.
He's getting up there, though.
Who?
Roger Daltrey. He's 81.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and Pete is...
Do you think he's just getting a little too annoyed by the sound of the big clanging going on behind him?
I would trust Roger Daltrey's judgment on this over Zak Starkey.
Oh, but he has admitted that his hearing is gone.
Yeah, he says my hearing is not as good as it was, and that's probably another issue.
And Pete's hearing is shot as well.
I need to hear the key, and Zak is making that too difficult for me. So... Roger Daltrey's a consummate professional, and I would say I would trust his judgment on that.
All right.
But that's a great. I forgot how good that song is. That piano was played by John Rabbit Bundrick, who is again somebody you've never heard of, but plays on records all over the place in England. Big famous bands and. So Zak Starkey, too bad, and Zak Starkey was a kind of a dick about the whole thing. On social media, yeah.
What did he say?
Well, he's kind of oblique about it. Heart today from inside source within whose horses knows that Roger Daltrey, lead singer and principal songwriter of the group, unhappy with Zak the drummer's performance at the Albert Hall a few weeks ago, bringing formal charges of overplaying and is literally going to Zak the drummer, Starkey wrote on Instagram. So I think he thought he was being clever. Instead of saying sack the drummer, he said he's going to Zak the drummer.
Is Horse's Nose a British put down or something?
Guess.
Or is he voice to texting? And
I think it's I think it's
Liverpudlian accent.
I think it's a British put down of some sort. And rather than just you should just dummy up and say, well, I'm sorry.
If anything, you should turn it around and make it into, my drumming is too loud for the Who.
Yeah. That's actually a really good
That's the way you put
counter.
it.
Here's another reason you shouldn't like Zak Starkey, though. He has another band. He says he had taken a break from his other band after suffering a blood clot in his leg. Now, this is why you shouldn't like him, because of the name of this band.
Okay.
His band is called Mantra of the Cosmos.
Yeah, that's got to go.
This is my band, Mantra of the Cosmos. No.
Nope.
Nope. Sorry.
Out of here.
You're an idiot.
Out.
It says he performed with Oasis, Johnny Marr, Icicle Works, and the Lightning Seeds.
Out.
I wonder what it's like, because it definitely sounds like the name of a band a kid would pull out during like high school battle of the bands.
You know what? I'd like to hear something that Zak Starkey drums on. He's on. I don't know what records he's on. He's been with the Who for since the late '90s.
Mm-hmm.
So
here's Mantra of the Cosmos.
Oh, this is his band?
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear what that is like. Well, he's over drumming.
Yeah.
They've got a total of 4 songs on Spotify.
Oh, great.
Actually 2. Because there's extended remixes of the 2.
Wow. Yeah, this is Mantra of the Cosmos, all right.
Yeah,
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it, but it's
out.
It's
I-
hippie dippy trippy.
There's better Who songs, but I like that more than whatever we just listened to.
Well, what is a better Who song?
My Generation?
Well,
Yeah.
it's a great song.
Obviously, Bobo O'Reilly.
Yes. Which I have over here.
Yeah,
But I
that's
just
a go-to though. No, you don't want to waste the opening number on that.
Save that one.
Pete Townsend says he regrets ever having written My Generation
Why? It's a great song.
because he's now stuck with it for his.
Because it's not about dating your friend's daughter.
No, it's because it's you have to sing I hope I die before I get old, and he's really old. He didn't live up to the promise of the
he
song.
should have died.
There you go.
Yeah, this is great.
Is this Eminence Front?
Mm-hmm. Oh, we're late. Sorry.
I've never
That's
noticed
okay.
that little do-do-do-do-do in there.
Yeah.
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96, Radio from Hell.
We could probably fart around with the Who every morning for a while.
Yeah. Sure.
We're going to take a break here, and then we'll come back. And if you'd like to check in with us, maybe fart around about the Who, you can do that. 877-602-9696 is the number to check in with us. We like to hear from you in the morning. If you go to x96.com/live, you'll be able to get a look at Nick's hair. He looks like a Henry in Eraserhead.
I either got to get a haircut and look like garbage, or
No. Let it grow even more. Let
I
it poop
can't.
out more.
I
Why?
cannot.
Why?
Because it's unmanageable.
Do you know what a comb is? A hairbrush?
All right.
We're running out of time. I can't get into this.
877-602-9696, or you can text us 339.
Heathens?
Because we're leaving.
Oh.
I think they
We
do.
fly out on Easter.
I think they do Easter in Mexico.
But I mean, we're like flying.
Well, why don't you organize an Easter egg hunt on the plane?
Hey, that's
on the plane.
a real, a good mom would.
Someone has done that before.
And
I'm sure they
get all the passengers involved. It'll be so fun.
I'm just going to hide stuff in their suitcase. They can find it when they get there.
Oh,
The chocolate melted.
No, I'm sticking with jelly beans and things that don't melt.
I don't think we are not observing Easter in any way, shape, or form this year.
You could have ham when you get there. Have
Well,
some
I
ham.
could. I have a recipe here to step up my ham glaze.
Ooh. Step it up.
A 3-ingredient ham glaze that'll step up your baked ham.
Only 3 ingredients?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, sugar. Or is it
A brown sugar.
brown sugar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Water.
Yeah.
And?
Booze, probably.
Oh, like bourbon.
you did-
Ooh, that'd be good.
I didn't
doesn't
look
say.
at it. No. I don't know.
You need to know what that third ingredient is.
I probably already deleted it. I'm sorry, Carrie.
yeah.
Damn it.
Without looking. No, wait. No.
No.
Oh, here it is.
Oh.
Wait. Let's see. I think
You're
I got
teasing.
it.
You're just teasing me
No, I
now.
think I've got it here.
Is it Coca-Cola?
Wait a minute. Let's see. I gotta go.
Thanks.
Taste
Three.
it. Lamb recipe. No, 2-ingredient trick for the most
No,
luxurious
that's
sweet
not it.
potatoes.
No.
No, that's not it.
Oh, man. Well, maybe when we come back, you'll have it.
I'll see if you can step up your ham, baked ham. Let's see. I'll look for it.
Oh, this is a good suggestion. This is how I'll celebrate. I'll watch Life of Brian.
Yeah, there you go.
Good suggestion.
There it is. I found it.
Up.
Okay.
Okay. Read more. The 3-ingredient glaze
Yes.
that makes ham 100 times
Yes.
better.
Brown sugar.
Okay. Come on, open, you son of a. Okay, there it is.
All right.
This glaze will work with any kind of
Okay.
ham. Half a cup of brown sugar. Third of a cup of water. Well, there are 4 ingredients here.
What do you do?
3 tablespoons of Dijon mustard and a
All right.
quarter of a teaspoon of ground cloves.
All sounds
That's
great.
4 ingredients.
That works.
Sounds
How to
good.
make
Water doesn't count as an
how to make
ingredient.
my 3-ingredient ham glaze? Use 4 ingredients.
That's confusing.
Yes, water's an ingredient because it says 1/3 cup water, pineapple juice, or orange juice. So,
We went to Hawaii for Easter when I was younger. My mom hid the eggs all around the hotel room and a couple hidden outside. It was fun.
Oh, okay.
here's a simple tip: you can make the glaze while the ham is heating up in the oven.
Well, sure.
No, really?
Yeah. Boy.
They think of everything, don't they?
There's a reason why they call this simply recipes. It's for the simple.
Brown sugar, bourbon, and honey.
Yum.
That's what someone is saying.
That's what I would do.
There you go. That'd be a good one. All right.
at 33986.
All right, 624. Let's get this over with.
All right, I'm for that. We will officially begin the program, then we'll go to your check-ins. 877-602-9696 is the number to call and check in with us. I see Ranger Kate is there standing by. But there's more lines open, so use them. You can also text us at 33986. Do we have a sponsor here, Nick?
Yeah, we do. Participate in the Utah Division of Consumer Protection's free annual Declutter Day event Friday, April 18th at the University of Utah's Guardsman's Lot. Safely destroy your sensitive documents, household items, and discard outdated medication. Visit dcp.utah.gov/declutter for details.
All right, the moon is 82.6% of full. It's a waning gibbous moon. The moon will set today at 9 a.m., today being Thursday. It's the 17th day of April in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2025. And it is a National High Five Day. So give somebody a high five and down low. High five and down low. And it's National Blah, Blah, Blah Day.
No more blah, blah, blah.
My favorite line in all of Star Trek was the episode called Miri. Yeah. Kim Darby. And all the little kids are going like, blah, 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 blah. Shatner going, no more, blah, blah, blah. I loved it. And it's International Bat Appreciation Day. And I don't mean the kind that you use in baseball. I mean the flying kind.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
They seem cute.
Yeah, bats. And this is an all-new edition of the official morning show of Blah, Blah, Blah. It's Radio from Hell, starring the Lords of Morning Radio. It's Kerry Jackson right there, putting on his work hat as per usual. I'm Bill Allred. Hello there. Hi. Now, Gina is still out, so Nick's your buddy, Nick's your pal. Henry from Eraserhead over there is filling in for Gina. Katie, for short, is our fine producer. And who do we have? It's Maya. Maya's helping out. And we have a dog in there, I'll bet you anything.
Yep. There he is.
There he is. That's facts. And now we'll go to check-ins.
All right. Ranger Kate.
Hi, Kate. How are you this morning?
Good morning, guys. I'm fabulous.
Good.
Nice.
What's
Thought
up?
I would just check in. You mentioned International Bat Day, so I'll give a plug to one of my favorite recent park visits was Carlsbad Cavern.
Oh, yes.
You can see the bat flight down there is amazing. Everybody should check it out.
I forget which.
You watch hundreds of thousands of bats fly out of the cave.
I forget which park I was in. I might have been Yosemite, but anyway, we went to a ranger lecture in the evening. You know that the little they had a little auditorium stage there outside. Yeah, it was a glacier. It was a Yosemite, and they gave just a great talk on bats. It was fascinating, and there were bats flying around the whole time. It was really cool.
Yeah, bats are cool.
Yeah.
But I mainly wanted to check in to give another update to my saga planning for my Canadian National Park trip this summer. Yet another hurdle and milestone got accomplished yesterday. I spent 20 of the most stressful minutes of my life trying to get shuttle tickets to Moraine Lake, and I succeeded.
Where is that?
The $8. So it's the most photographed lake in probably the world. It used to be on the back of Canada's $20 bill. If you Google it, everybody will instantly recognize it. Moraine Lake.
And what park is it in?
It's in Banff.
Okay.
And you can only get there via shuttle now. They've closed the road because it's just become so popular. People were arriving at midnight to watch the sunrise, and so it's insanely popular.
Did they ask you when you made your reservation, did they ask you if you were an American?
No, thankfully it was all done online.
Oh.
So I got randomly thrown into a queue with probably 80,000 other people trying to get these shuttle tickets, and I succeeded, and I got my sunrise start. I get to arrive at Moraine Lake at 4 a.m.
Oh, how wonderful.
Have they thought about installing a gondola to get to Moraine Lake?
Nice to hear.
No, don't want that.
Nice to hear from you, Kate.
Thank you, Kate.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Let's see. Mixer driver Shane checking in from Orem. Take care, Gina. Levi in Coachella Valley. Get well, Gina. Happy Thursday. Mike in Nashville. Tree of Maine. Interesting farting around. Thank you. Troy of Riverton. April in American Fork. Perry City listener in. Farting around ended too abruptly. Well, I'm sorry. It was a long song. And yeah. Emmett the Pool Guy checking in. Let's see. Rye from Orem checking in. Patrick the Friendly Neighborhood Middle School teacher. Let's see. Al checking in. Sorry, but that song is awful.
Okay.
Should be sung on a cruise ship. What?
I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, again, not my favorite.
John the Liberal in a literal coal mine checking in.
I'm looking at a picture of Moraine Lake. It is beautiful, but I don't see any jet skis or anything like that.
I know.
It was no fun.
Be better with a McDonald's.
Let's see. Tristan Mishak, Louise of Harrisburg, PA, Ella the Nanny. Let's see. Your useless government employee checking in, still employed.
Good.
Let's see. Eric from San Diego. Weber State Professor Jake. Johnny B checking in, listening while contemplating how I want to trim out my entryway closet shelf. Bill's previous idea to have letters drop into won't work because, well, the closet is not on an outside wall.
Oh, well, yeah.
Michaela Verino, Woodworker Willie. Dominic Bonacci checking in from Clearfield. Tim the Tree Guy. Brody from Rexburg. Kevin from Layton. Everybody's here. Let's begin.
All right.
Traffic, please.
Traffic, there is not a whole bunch of it out there on the roads at the moment, but that's probably going to change as the morning goes on, because not to spoil the weather segment for later, but from all accounts, we're going to get some rain as we continue through the morning. So that's basically your traffic right now. But you can always text me what's going on. 33986 is the text line.
All right. Right after these messages and a song, it's Big Boy News, and Frank Christ presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine, the Dead Celebrity Game. We'll explain how to play What You'll Win, all coming up.
And now, a morsel of murder with Gina Barberi. Radio from Hell on X96.
We finally have some closure in the Natalie Holloway disappearance from 2005.
Wow, really?
Isn't that amazing that this story has kind of been hanging in there like this?
Wow.
And I say disappearance because they've never found her body.
Still.
They won't.
So, Joran Vandersloot has always been the main suspect in this case because they were seen leaving a bar together. This is in Aruba.
All right.
But they just could never quite pin it on him.
He would never confess. She was only 16.
18.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, she was on some sort of
A school, yeah, like
school trip or after graduation trip.
But everybody's been very sure he did this, but just could never quite. So
he had friends that kind of ratted him out.
Well,
right?
and he had a super rich dad that he lawyered up right away, and they kept him out of jail.
But he did go to jail, didn't he?
He did. I'll tell you about that in a second.
Okay.
So yesterday, he pleaded guilty to federal extortion charges related to the Alabama teenager's disappearance and was sentenced to 20 years in prison. Now you're saying extortion. What's that?
It's blackmail.
So he's yes.
I know what it is.
So he basically got away with killing her.
Yeah.
They couldn't pin him on him. But he decides he wants to make some money. So he gets a hold of Natalie Holloway's mom.
Okay.
And says, for $250,000, I'll tell you what happened to your daughter.
Did his rich father stop supporting him?
I don't know. And so, of course, mom and lawyer went, this is blackmail. And but this has been going on a long time. It's finally come to trial. Now, why has it been going on so long? Well, Joran kind of disappeared for a while, and he made his way to South America. Peru, to be exact.
Okay.
Where he killed 2 more people.
Good Lord.
Now, why did he kill these people? They wouldn't have sex with him. Killed them. So it
was justified.
So he was caught for those and has been in prison ever since for those. while this extortion trial has been going on the side, finally, as part of it finally putting this to rest, he has said, I will tell you what happened.
What happened to your daughter?
This is since 2005 she's been waiting.
And he also says he's found Jesus, right?
Well, yeah, right. Here's what he said.
Okay.
Natalie wanted to go back to her hotel that night. He arranged for the two of them to get dropped off a little farther away from the hotel so they could walk back, and he might get a chance to talk her into having sex with him.
Ah, okay.
As the two walked along the beach, they began kissing, and then Holloway told him to stop. He, of course, didn't, so she kneed him in the crotch, and that made him mad.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He took a cinder block, and they've been fairly sure all along that this is how she died because they found the cinder block.
Mm-hmm.
And he killed her with the cinder block. And then there's the ocean. So
And
he
the ocean just
walked
took her out.
walked her body out into the ocean, and
The tide took her.
never to be.
And that's
She's-
why they've never found her
She's
body.
a food for fish.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, this
He's
guy.
a great guy. But he found Jesus. So
That's what he says.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not the same person today. I've given my heart to Jesus.
so it just shows you it's never too late to accept the Lord into your soul.
And everything's
so
fine.
much.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ugh.
he said, actually, what did her mom say? It's kind of funny. She's like, you look like crap. I don't think you're going to be around very long or something like that. Like,
Wow.
I'm surprised somebody will get him in prison.
Probably.
maybe.
Probably.
I mean, he's already been there a while, and he's going to be there for a while. Interesting side note.
Yes.
Natalie's mom, Beth, I don't believe they're still together, but for a while, she was dating John Benet Ramsey's dad.
What?
The hell? What, did they meet at a convention?
I mean, kind
They
of.
probably got together through the unsolved crime.
Yeah.
The green room of unsolved mysteries?
Now, they claim to just be friends, but there are pictures of them kissing in restaurants and stuff.
Is he? What does he look like? Is he?
He's quite a bit older than her. She's in her 40s. He's in his 60s.
I've seen her, and she's a fair, a nice-looking, mature blonde woman.
Mm-hmm.
She and her husband, unfortunately, divorced in the aftermath of all this. That
Often happens.
often happens. But I don't know if they're still together, but they were. Just an interesting side note. They were.
Okay.
There's something there, though. You just gotta think that there might be something there, some kind of.
Yeah.
Because John Benet Ramsey, there was always the suspicion that the brother did it, the older brother, right?
Younger brother.
No, he
older
was
brother.
old. He was
Yeah.
older. Yeah,
Was that your suspicion?
Yeah.
yeah. But they were never able to prove anything, and his parents stuck up for him.
Yeah.
They said, "No, we don't think he did
Yeah.
it." But
Never came clean.
Wow. Thank you for that morsel of murder.
Thank you.
will you look into that Jean Benet Ramsey thing? I want to know if he's still around. And,
Oh yeah. The dad?
no, the brother.
Yeah, he's still around. I mean, we still don't know.
Because on this day, well, I just got this tweet from Tom Morello. Rage Against the Machine released Evil Empire 29 years ago today, featuring a young Elon Musk on the cover.
What?
That's what he said.
It looks like him.
Because
It
it's
definitely looks
because
like
it's
him.
Evil Empire.
Oh, I see.
And that's a track from Evil Empire.
That did better than what the two cups of coffee did to me. That baseline. Oh, yeah.
Okay. It's no Nick on Melodica version. But it'll do.
It will do. It will do.
Did somebody? I hope somebody broke that thing.
No, it's sitting in my closet.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
That's great.
Choose your version.
I'm getting breathless just hearing it.
Choose your fighter.
Yeah.
There you go. 6:40 right now. Big Boy News and Opinioendo. Right after the Big Boy News is Frank Christ presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine, the Dead Celebrity Game. We will give you a list of 4 celebrity names. 3 of those celebrities are just fine. 1 of them is dead. If you pick the dead one correctly, you will win.
Let's spoil y'all with the Offspring tickets this morning.
Offspring and, let's see, there was 2 other bands there.
Jimmy World and Newfound Glory also on that show.
All a good show all around. 877-602-9696 to win those tickets. Line up when you can. The sooner the better. Play Frank Christ Presents, and you will win. Right after this, Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by.
Help all of us at Jerry Seiner Cadillac celebrate our new location with an incredible buying experience for your dream car. Come in today to experience the Seiner difference.
I didn't know you worked at Jerry Seiner.
I wear lots of hats.
Britney Spears. She's on the beach, and it says here the womanizer singer. I don't think she needs that identification.
No.
She doesn't need that.
Wait a second. I wish.
It's Britney Watch, keeping you up to date with all your Britney Spears news.
Britney, and the thing was that she's naked, totally naked. She's been living it up on holiday after dropping an apparent sign to her former lover Justin Timberlake in a video. She's been sharing a host of updates in recent weeks, including a tearful reunion with her son, while also dropping secrets about the meaning behind her hit song Toxic. After breaking free from her conservatorship, Britney's been sharing lots of videos and pictures, but some of them have troubled her fans who have worried for her safety and well-being. And now she's on a beach somewhere. I don't know where this is, but
she's fine.
She's pretty much naked. Now the picture we're showing, she's not pretty much naked, but at a different moment, she just took off that swimsuit top and just let it all. Just let it all get exposed to the sun.
Whatever.
Are Britney fans ever comfortable with her well-being at any given moment?
I think a lot of them worry about her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot of her fans worry about her. Well, it is union members here in Utah. They really came through here.
Mm-hmm.
This is crazy.
Unions backing a referendum said that they gathered more than 320,000 signatures across the state over the past month. That's more than double the 143,000 signatures required. They're confident that they will meet the intricate legal threshold to force the referendum on the ballot, challenging the Utah State Legislature's law that bans public employee unions from collective bargaining. It may be the single largest signature count for a referendum in state history.
Wow.
It's a game changer, said Nancy Diaz Bashor, a member of the Teamsters Local 222 who gathered signatures. I am so excited, she said. Kevin Murray, the president of the Fraternal Order of Police, said that he was stunned by the outpouring of support from the public. It's a humbling thing to have this many members of the community come out and support us. Even Governor Cox seemed impressed by the signature count. I think that's great, he said, when told by Fox News of the referendum signature count. They'll go through the process, and then the people will get to decide. I think that's a healthy part of our Constitution. I'm sure that the Senate leaders and the House leaders here in Utah are fuming.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
They're angry about this for sure.
Well, and if you signed the petition, you might have some people showing up to your home to get you to remove your name from the petition, as they have, like 40, 50 days now to try
21 days.
21
days.
days?
There are 21 days to validate the signatures. To qualify for the ballot, organizers must meet a legal threshold of 8% of signatures and 15 of Utah's 29 state Senate districts. Referendum opponents then get 45. So the opponents of the referendum get 45 days to try to persuade people to fill out an affidavit to remove your signature.
That's it.
I don't know why you get 45 days to do that. That's longer. That you only got 30 days to gather the signatures.
Yeah, exactly.
But you get 45 days to get so you can get their names off of the signatures. Keeping Ogden sketchy. More than 150 dogs and cats were rescued from a house in Ogden. Neighbors nearby are still in shock. So my dogs were going crazy, so I was looking out my door to see what they were barking at, said Melissa Deppy. When Ms. Deppy, she had 2 stray dogs show up at her house on Tuesday. She and her neighbor went for a walk in hopes of finding their owners. We just decided to go see if we could find the owners of these 2 strays. Both Deppy and her neighbor, Lisa Peterson, also rescue dogs. We stumbled upon on the 31st block of Jefferson and stumbled upon 2 animal control trucks and some law enforcement presence, said Ms. Peterson. They saw law enforcement bringing several animals out of a house. The unsugar-coated version of what I felt was disgust and fear, Peterson said. Ogden police said that Animal Services found 152 dogs living in extremely poor and overcrowded conditions. Because of the number of animals involved, Animal Services agencies from Weber and Roy counties, as well as Draper, were called in to assist removing the animals from the property. Deppy and Peterson were concerned because the animal groups they know of already have their hands full. We don't have the capacity. We don't have adopters. We don't have foster care, said Ms. Peterson. All the dogs are currently receiving care and evaluation. Once they complete any needed medical treatments, the dogs will be available for adoption, which is expected no sooner than April 21st. Ogden police are investigating further. A Kearns daycare worker admitted to actively seeking and distributing child sex abuse material after being arrested on Wednesday. Kylie Ann Calloway, 19 years old, arrested Wednesday, 7 counts of aggravated sexual exploitation of a minor. In October 2024, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children received a report of a social media account uploading and distributing suspected I don't know what that is, so I'm not going to say it. It's illicit material. Investigators determined the location of both individuals who distributed and received the material. The sender was Calloway, who resided in the Salt Lake County area, and the receiver was Manuel Francisco Milan from the Davis County area. Milan was arrested Monday, charged with 10 counts. Investigators noted that Kylie worked at a daycare facility and supervised children. So there's a massive wave pool being built in southern Utah, where there's not much water to begin with, and where there's a drought. The Utah Division of Water Resources said the southwest portion of the state is suffering from an incredibly low runoff supply after the mild winter. The area is expected to see just 18% of the water it usually receives. A spokesperson for the Washington County Water Conservancy reiterated that while the last 2 years left enough reserve water to get through this year, all bets are off if there's another dry winter. That's why they say water use restrictions may still have to be implemented, but somebody's building a Lehi, named for a Hawaiian word for joy, a 570-acre master-planned resort that will include an 18-acre lake and a wave pool, with parts of the destination already under construction. Washington County Councilman Kurt Ivey explained that the agreement with the developer of what used to be Stuckey Farm goes back long before people were thinking about drought. Stuckey Farm was a beautiful area where they grew fruit. The owners then sold that to a development group in 2006. They got a planned unit development, and that was approved by the city council at the time, and there it is. They say that the Water Conservancy will claim that Lehi will use existing wells on the farmland with salty water that cannot be used for drinking or reused for irrigation, like the ocean.
Just to clarify, the wave pool is the one where it pushes the waves out, and you just kind of sit there while you roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, basically. This is a debacle. People are going to lose money on this.
Let's see what else is going on here.
If you're investing in that, I feel sorry for you.
The Trump administration has released numerous documents allegedly linking Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the Maryland man who was deported to El Salvador, linking him to the notorious MS-13 gang.
Not the point.
Attorney General Pam Bondi shared arrest records to social media Wednesday, which claimed that Abrego Garcia was identified as an active member of MS-13 after being arrested in 2019 in connection to a murder investigation. One of the documents from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security states that authorities made contact with him and 2 other individuals outside of a Maryland Home Depot. They all freely admitted to being citizens of El Salvador, and they were in the United States illegally. They were taken into custody. He was wearing a Chicago Bulls hat.
How dare he?
That's MS-13 guys wear those.
Wait, that was a legit
Yeah.
claim?
Yeah.
That's one of the claims that they
God.
made.
And
Oh, my God.
But again, due process. Bring him home. Let's have a trial.
Yeah.
All right?
That's the whole point.
That's the point.
yeah, if he's guilty of being a murder or doing something with
He's-
MS-13, that's
Prove
one
it.
thing. But it hasn't been just because he was wearing a Chicago Bulls hat
Yeah.
and a hoodie.
Prove it in a court of law here in America.
This should scare the
and,
hell out of every single citizen.
Yes.
And Puerto Rico, poor people there, man. Another massive power outage
Really?
Wednesday,
Wow.
leaving the United States territory of Puerto Rico in the dark for a second time in 4 months. Oh, man. And finally this. Find yourself yawning a lot?
All the time.
Do you need that 3rd or 4th cup of coffee to make it through the afternoon at work?
Yes.
Every day.
Well, such signs of sleepiness may be a red flag of serious sleep deficit that could put you in physical danger and harm your long-term health. Sleepiness is a serious health concern. Oh, God. And with wide-reaching consequences, said the president of the AASM. I don't know what that is. Dr. Eric Olson, he's a pulmonologist and sleep medicine specialist. Drowsy driving crashes to workplace errors, long-term health effects. If you're yawning a lot, get some sleep, damn it. All right, that's it.
Sports weather traffic.
Sports. Obviously, this weekend is the biggest weekend in all of sports with WrestleMania 41 happening. Who will walk out of Las Vegas as the undisputed WWE champion is the biggest question in everybody's head, as just days before WrestleMania, people are caught between who they want to root for. Cody Rhodes defending the undisputed WWE championship, or John Cena, who is retiring but has recently turned villainous. I mean, if John Cena wins, that would obviously be the end of his entire career with no attempt of ever coming back.
Obviously.
And he would be doing so as a villain.
What are you talking about?
But if Cody Rhodes maintained the title, he is a huge fan favorite himself, so he also is equally deserving. So if you would like to place your bets on who will win in this WWE match, I know a lot of people are going to be doing so in Vegas. That is your sports. Taking a peek at weather as we crawl through the morning, we are supposedly going to get some rain as we near the 10 a.m. hour when this show ends. I'm not seeing much of anything out there at the moment, and it would surprise me that we would get rain at all this morning, but hey, like every single news agency is saying that we're going to just get dumped on later. Speaking of traffic, I am not seeing any incidents that UDOT is reporting, but I know about 10-ish minutes ago when I put out the call for traffic, people were saying the west gate of Hill Air Force Base is backed up to the shoulder of I-15, and another person texted in, traffic is completely stopped on I-215 eastbound at Cottonwood Heights. It is a parking lot. That is your traffic.
Thank you.
What?
Eric, I can see I see a scooter out there on the horizon. Oh. Wow.
Oh. Ooh,
Frank Chris,
where's my jacket?
here in the studio with us.
Hello, everyone.
The Reaper of celebrity souls. He is a Grim Reaper, and you picture a Grim Reaper. That's what Frank looks like. Hi, Frank.
Oh, hello, everyone. How are you feeling?
I'm fine, Frank. I'm just fine.
Oh, good. How's Gina?
She's fine. She's just fine.
You stay away from her, Frank.
Okay.
Frank is here. He is the Reaper of celebrity souls, and that's a terrible job for him.
No.
And why is it so terrible?
Because I love our precious celebrities, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Don't we all want to be just like them?
And it makes us sad when they
Yes.
depart. Now, Frank is here to play the game we call Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
He's presented me with a list of 4 celebrities, 4 actors, and on this list, 3 of them are, as he said.
They're just fine.
But one of them, Frank has whisked away to the distribution center, and it is the contestant's job to identify the dead celebrity. And who do we have?
Jessica.
Jessica, good morning. How are you?
Morning. I'm fine. I'm just fine.
Yes.
Oh, good, Jessica.
That's good. Now, Jessica, if you can identify the dead celebrity, you will win what, Nick?
Tickets to see The Offspring, Jimmy Eat World, and Newfound Glory all playing at the Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater this upcoming September 6th.
All right. You ready to go?
Ready.
All right. Because it's International Bat Appreciation Day, Frank has given me a list of actors in movies with bats in them.
Oh, we love bats.
Yes. All right, so here we go. Number one on this list of celebrities is Jean Moreau. She acted in many notable film roles with famous directors. Truffaut's Jules and Jim, Orson Welles' The Trial, and Chimes at Midnight. She was in Elia Kazan's movie The Last Tycoon. She was given a Special Academy Award by her close friend Sharon Stone.
Oh.
She was in The Lovers, which has a scene of a bat disrupting a fancy dinner party. Number one, Jean Moreau. Number two, Derek Jacobi started his professional acting career with Laurence Olivier as one of the founding members of the Royal National Theatre. He won numerous awards, including a BAFTA, 2 Oliviers, a Primetime Emmy Award, 2 Screen Actors Guild Awards, and a Tony Award. He was in the movie Underworld Evolution, and if you know anything about the Underworld movies, they're bat-centric.
Bats in them.
Yeah. Number 2, Derek Jacobi. Number 3, Barbara Babcock. She made several appearances on Star Trek, the original series, on Mannix and Murder, She Wrote. She had a recurring role in the primetime soap opera Dallas. She was in films like Day of the Evil Gun, The Black Marble, The Lords of Discipline, and Space Cowboys. She was in Chosen Survivors, about people in a bomb shelter attacked by vampire bats. Number 3, Barbara Babcock. And finally, Tom Noonan. He played Francis Dollarhide in Manhunter and Frankenstein's monster in The Monster Squad. He was also in RoboCop 2, Last Action Hero, and he was the Pallid Man in 12 Monkeys. He was in a movie called The Roost, a low-budget horror film about a group attacked by bats. Those are your actors. One of them is dead. Which one is it, Jessica?
I am going to go with number 4.
No, I'm sorry.
Fine, just fine.
Tom Noonan is fine. Listen, I'll give you another chance. If you listen carefully, tell me which one of the celebrities is dead. Is it Derek Jacobi, Barbara Babcock, or Jean Moreau?
Probably Jean Moreau.
Jean Moreau, yes, Jean Moreau. She was a French actress, died in 2017 at the age of 89. So congratulations, Jessica. You're going to go see The Offspring.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool, huh?
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hang on the line, and Katie will tell you what you need to do to get your tickets. Jean Moreau. She was a beautiful, beautiful woman.
Yes.
She mostly in foreign movies, foreign films.
Well, I have to go check on Boomer Esiason, of all people.
The football player.
Usually the sports reaper is out there and takes care
Yeah.
of it, but he's off today.
Who is the sports reaper? Does he have a
Cosell Christ.
Cosell Christ? Oh.
Yes. Boomer Esiason, 64. Oh, Maynard James Keenan from Tool is 61 today.
Oh.
I'll go check on him at his winery.
Oh, yeah.
He still has his winery.
Oh, I didn't know
Unlike Francis Ford Coppola. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
that. Goodbye, Frank. He knows a lot about those celebrities, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. Well, despite it being the eye of the storm, apparently, here in Salt Lake, I guess it literally just started raining
It did.
since I last started
When
talking.
I was driving in, I thought I saw like
was a
some
little.
wet areas, but
Everybody's just texting in right now. It's raining on I-215. It's raining on,
You're getting your
in
rain.
Weber County. It's raining across the valley. I'm not seeing any traffic being stopped by that, apparently. But I get it. It's raining.
okay. Is that it?
I'll be reporting on that as we continue through the morning.
All right.
Thank you very much. Let's see. We will take a break. We'll be back after these messages with some geek news. We got Boner of the Day on the way. Stand by for all of that. BigOTires.com.
Yeah, Big O Tires, the team you trust, and they have the lowest price on every tire every day. That's just flat out. But right now they're having a bit of a sale. You can save $50 to $100 instantly on select sets of 4 tires. And I'm not sure which brand that is, but go into your Big O Tire store and check. Also, the Healthy Car Special, $39.95. Well, that's really good. That includes the oil change, the tire rotation, alignment check, brake check, battery check, and more for just $39.95. And, you can make an appointment online.
Oh, yeah, that's how I did it.
Yeah. Just you go online, find the Big O Tire store near you, or maybe the one nearest your work.
That would work too. Yeah.
So you go to bigotires.com and you make your appointment, and then it's taken care of. And Big O knows that tires and service can be an unexpected expense, so they do have financing, even no credit needed financing options to fit any budget. Go to bigotires.com.
The X90.
Halloween, because Gina loves like Kit Kats, and Twix, popcorn.
Yes.
Right? I have Halloween candy, cheese and wine pairings all together. So if you have your Kit Kats.
Yeah.
See, this is lost on you though.
I mean, the cheese part is, but not the candy.
You go with the triple cream brie.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And pair that with Prosecco.
I could see where that would be good if you liked the cheese part.
So like a Twix bar.
Yeah.
You get yourself a blue cheese and pair it with Merlot. Caramel popcorn. Go with an aged Gouda or Gouda. That's how you're supposed to say it.
Yes.
But here in America, we say Gouda. Pair that with a hard cider.
If you've done one of Jimmy the wine guy's, he does all kinds of different pairings that he'll come to your home and do
He will.
And one of the things he does, believe it or not, is with popcorn.
Oh, yeah.
Popcorn and wine.
He does a whole popcorn and wine pairing.
Which you wouldn't think that would be a thing, but it's a thing.
It's delicious.
What candy would pair with all the Miller Lights that I have hanging out in my house?
Well, I just had the hard cider. That's
close. No, it's the same
sweet.
color.
Too sweet.
Miller Lite, really?
I don't have any beer pairings.
It's left over from a party.
Terribly sorry. Butterfinger.
Okay.
And sharp cheddar. Pair that with a Cabernet Sauvignon.
I could see a Butterfinger in a cab.
You get a Snickers with a Gruyere. Pair that with a Pinot Grigio.
Okay.
Crunch Bar, Nestle's Crunch Bar.
I haven't had a Crunch Bar in a long time.
You pair that with Camembert and Champagne.
Oh.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Yes.
With a Manchego cheese.
Okay.
Pair with a Rioja wine.
Oh.
Delicious.
I have the Halloween candy at home, so I could experiment with this.
You could.
I have a half-open Corona from the other day. That I
You
could
should
also
get
use
rid
to
of that. That
experiment.
won't keep very well.
It's still cold.
It's still cold.
I didn't put a lime in it, so...
Oh, yeah. See,
Lime's expensive.
Yeah.
He didn't taint it with a lime. So he's fine.
Dan in Bountiful says, "Damn, it's wet as hell out there."
Bountiful.
It's always kind of wet and bountiful.
Moist.
Damn, Dan.
It's moist and bountiful.
Yeah. All right. Is this a sponsored feature?
It is, satisfying all of your gift needs since 1982 and located in the heart of Trolley Square. It's Cabin Fever, so much more than a card store.
Cool stuff down there at Cabin Fever.
Lots of stuff. Lots of retro candy.
Yeah, the candy. We were talking about that this week. Well, I've got a couple of things here for you to watch.
Okay.
The first one here is an extremely dramatic trailer.
All right.
For season 2 of The Sandman.
Oh.
I summon the family to me. It is I, Destiny of the Endless, who calls you.
Oh.
Brother Dream, will you join us? Sister, Desire, Despair, youngest of the Endless. Come.
Why so serious?
Hi. It's me.
It has been centuries since we were all together. It'll be interesting to find out why you've called us here. Perhaps for you more than any of us, my brother.
Oh, okay.
The king will forsake his kingdom.
So you get the teaser trailer for a second and final season of the series. Tom Sturridge as Dream. And there's 2 launch dates. They've decided to split the rollout of the second season into 2 parts.
Okay.
And this is the final season. So Volume 1 will be 6 episodes debuting July 3rd, while Volume 2 will have 5 episodes premiering July 24th.
Any thought that what's-his-name's problems...
Neil Gaiman?
Neil Gaiman's problems will affect viewership?
It may.
Yeah.
It may.
Am I completely out of the loop, not even knowing what this is?
Well, there was it's been a comic book for a long, long time. And it was season 1 of on Netflix.
Which was quite good.
Which was pretty good. It's not extremely popular, but,
Sure.
The description is after a fateful reunion with his family, Dream of the Endless, Tom Sturridge, must face one impossible decision after another as he attempts to save himself, his kingdom, and the waking world from the epic fallout of his past misdeeds. So there you go. In a less serious trailer, we got Poker Face, Season 2.
Oh, good.
I got this thing. I can tell when someone's lying. It's kind of a thing I do. So, who are you? I am Felicity Price. Nope. Try again. I am. Both.
Who even are you? Season 1 of Poker Face was had plenty of guest stars.
Maybe. I'm figuring out how to finally start enjoying this journey, you know?
But Season 2, they've really lined up. I mean, you've got all kinds of very famous, talented people that are going to be showing up here in Season 2. You've got Giancarlo Esposito, John Mulaney, Kamal Nanjiani, Rhea Perlman, Katie Holmes, John Cho, Aaliyah Shawkat, Justin Theroux, Simon Helberg, Taylor Schilling, Melanie Linsky, Patty Harrison, Aquafina, Method Man, David Alan Greer, Sam Richardson, Carol Kane, Richard Kind, Haley Joel Osment, Margot Martindale, Jasmine Guy.
And there are only 4 episodes.
And
Damn.
May 8th on Peacock for that show.
That show is very enjoyable.
Yes.
But I don't remember a single thing about it, other than I enjoyed it.
Go back and watch Season 1. Okay. In 1977, a little thing called Star Wars happened.
I've heard of that.
And Nick, I'm guessing that you haven't seen Star Wars. That's a trick question.
Yeah, the original Star Wars or some press or what?
All you've seen is the special editions.
Okay.
Yeah.
The non-special editions with not very good special effects. I mean, they were, for the time, they were really cutting edge, but nowadays they seem a little clunky and, the British Film Institute's Film on Film Festival in June will open with a screening of one of the few remaining Technicolor prints that was produced for Star Wars' initial run. This is the first time the original print has been publicly screened since December of 1978.
Wow.
Now, there are copies available on home video,
Yeah.
VHS.
Yeah.
I think I have one.
I think I have seen that.
Yeah,
Ben.
because Lucas, he began to tweak the print right away. Like in 81, he started fiddling with it.
Mm-hmm.
And he has been very grumpy about the whole thing. He says the special edition, that's the one I wanted out there. The other movie, it's on VHS if anybody wants it. I'm not going to... We're talking millions of dollars here. The Monday and the time to refurbish that, because to me it doesn't really exist anymore. That's always been his stance.
Yeah.
But what we're hoping is, now that Disney owns it, and they see the BFI screening sell out immediately, that they're going to go, well, there's money to be made.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Maybe.
And that's
Yeah.
what Disney answers to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised it's taken them this long to get around to it, to be honest.
I know, right? Well, it's because they just bought it a few years ago.
Yeah.
And finally this, and I know Katie was probably very excited because she's into giant lizards and
What?
Jurassic Park specifically.
I didn't know Katie was into giant... Oh,
Yeah.
you mean dinosaurs.
Well, Sam Neill is going to be in the next Godzilla vs. Kong movie. So Sam Neill from Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew that would make you very happy.
He's quite elderly now.
He is, but he will be there. So he gets to look up at a giant lizard once again. That's what he does now.
Traffic, again, UDOT is not reporting any instance out there on the road, but people are just texting in that it's slow on I-15 because of the rain, it's slow on I-215 because of the rain, it's slow out in West Valley because of the rain. It's raining and it's slow, so there's your traffic report. That's all brought to you by Stubbs Dental, award-winning services, life-changing results. Visit StubbsDental.com to book your appointment now.
We've got boners coming up. Here are the candidates you'll be voting for. Boner candidate number 1, a quack has been hired by the quack in charge. Boner candidate number 2, that's my pet pig. His name was Eddie. And boner candidate number 3, what is a young gentleman to do?
Boner of the day, big boy news, all coming up after some messages and a song. The song is an If You Know, You Know song. So deep cut. Stand by for that. RenaissanceRanch.com.
Want to do the contest first?
Oh, let's yeah.
Well, the contest, you can win $1,000 in another flipping cash contest on X96 by listening for the keywords that we'll announce approximately 7:15 a.m., 10:15 a.m., 1:15 p.m., and 5:15 p.m., with each keyword being a unique entry for you. If you would like to potentially win $1,000 right now, text the keyword FUND, F-U-N-D, to 508-777-1000. That's 508-777-1000. Text the keyword FUND. And, you can get all the official contest rules over at x96.com to win this $1,000 cash in a national contest.
All right. RenaissanceRanch.com.
Yeah, Renaissance Ranch is an addiction treatment center. And they are terrific people, and the people that work there, the people that staff it, are recovering addicts, and they have great empathy because they understand what the addiction cycles are like, and they can help you or your loved one if you just ask for help. Renaissance Ranch is locally owned, family operated addiction treatment center. Their program is designed specifically for male patients, but really, they have just a very high rating, one of the highest ratings in the country for success rates, and a lifetime guarantee, meaning that if somebody were to complete and graduate the program and then have a relapse, you can go back through the program for free. So Renaissance Ranch, go to RenaissanceRanch.com. You'll find success stories there, and you'll find how to schedule an appointment. They're accepting most private insurance plans as well, and Medicaid. Renaissance Ranch. Ben Lee has joined us here in the studio, the Donut Critic, and he's brought us some tasty items from 43 Bakery.
There we go.
Yeah, and Ben, so tell us the history of 43 Bakery
Well, first of all, I mean, look what I'm holding. I'm holding a bouquet of croissants.
Did 43 do that?
Yeah, so 43 did this, and it's just a reminder that we have Valentine's Day tomorrow. Yeah. So
can anybody go get a croissant bouquet at?
So they have them today, and they have a few for pickup tomorrow, but you can pre-order. So if you call in or on their website, you can pre-order these. So
if the love of your life loves croissants, this is perfect.
It's actually kind of nice looking.
It's not bad, I gotta say.
Well, croissants look kind of like roses if you think about it, the way they're...
Some kind of flower, yeah.
It's true.
So let's talk about 43 Bakery and what's it all about.
So 43 Bakery is born and bred within Salt Lake City. Even the name is Salt Lake City. 4,300 is our elevation, our average elevation, and so it was named after that. And if you have been to farmers markets in the past and saw streusel, then you're familiar with their treats as well.
Oh,
so yeah, they've been around for a few years. They were in that commissary kitchen on 17 South. And then it's just really matured into a business, and now they're on about 8 South, 800 West. So,
and what makes them unique?
So their laminated dough, I think, is some of the best.
What's laminated dough?
So it's just the layered dough. So anything that you're looking at with croissants, puff pastries, like anything that has those layers.
Queen Amon is the queen of lamination.
Yes. Oh, Queen Amons are amazing. But yeah, what I brought into you today are a few of his items. One of them is the Danish that he had for streusel.
Mm-hmm.
It's that raspberry cream.
Yeah, I knew I recognized this because we used to have streusel delivered to our house.
Yeah, it's an over-the-top, amazing Danishes.
Yeah,
I feel like that signature piece that he has in his shop. I also brought his croissant dough, or his cronut, and I feel like that also has some really good lamination, and it's soft on the inside, but still crispy on the outside.
Kind of like me.
And then I brought a sweet roll and then a savory Danish as well. So he's got a lot of options.
What's the filling of the savory one?
That is a spinach artichoke. And one of the things that he's really planning on doing is turning it from just a stop or go bakery, and wants to be a community center, wants it to be something where people can go and feel comfortable sitting in there. And so he's doing an extended menu. He wants to do more brunch, lunch, and then finally dinner eventually.
Really? Okay. That's pretty ambitious.
Now, the sweet roll is not laminated dough. It's just...
Sweet roll is not.
Bread dough.
And he has a lot of other things in there, like pies. And like I said, when you're building a brunch or a dinner menu, you're going to have a lot of different things.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, he's looking to get his liquor license pretty...
Oh, he's going all the way with
all
everything.
the way on it, yeah.
Committed.
Wow. And where is it? Where is 43 Bakery?
So it's about 8 South, 800 West. I mean, you can access it from 900 South. So if you're just going right down that restaurant area, yeah, he's just tucked back in there. It's a renovated warehouse. It is honestly the coolest looking space. All the brick, it's really wide and open and just decorated really well. So I think it's one of those spots that just hasn't been found yet.
And, you know, you've kept saying the he and the guy. Who is the guy who does 43 Bakery?
So it's Chef Andrew Carrao, and he's from Southeast Utah. So he is from Utah. Went to culinary school at Utah State University, Utah Valley University, sorry. And then has just really tried to gain all of his different flavors and his experience from around. I think he's been at shops outside of the United States and within like some of the bigger cities, and has brought it to Utah.
It sounds like a nice place to work. I'm on his website, 43bakery.com. It says our employees are paid a full living wage. In fact, our employees are paid well above national average for food industry. They have benefits, paid time off, paid sick leave, paid volunteer time, parent leave. Sounds like a nice place to work.
Now, just the
more and more reasons to go.
Just the unadorned croissant dough or piece. So this is just without any filling or butter or anything. You can eat a whole one without anything on it. It's so delicious. I mean, this is delicious.
So you could get the croissant bouquet for Valentine's Day.
And eat it too, yeah. It's not just for show.
I was going to say, but if you don't have a Valentine, here you go. This will make you feel better.
Well, I was going to say, a lot of people are talking, Single Awareness Day as well. If you're not sharing Valentine's Day with a loved one, hey, I used to do that when I was single. I'd go out and get a bunch of treats. I treat myself all the time.
Yeah.
It's the way to do it.
You deserve it.
Now, Ben, you're going to be on Fox, are you, on TV?
Yep. So tomorrow on Fox 13, I'm going to be talking about a few businesses we've already kind of talked about. We talked about Shea Nibs last time. She has chocolates that you can go and pick up. These are amazing, awesome chocolates. And then also the chocolate, they have late night cake and by candlelight. So
late night
Come
cake
and have
by
cake.
candlelight.
Come and have cake by candlelight.
yeah, I mean, we all want to eat cake at 10 p.m., right? So
What time are you going to be on Fox?
so I'm going to be on at 1 p.m. tomorrow.
13, Fox 13.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Ben Lee, the donut critic. This is, can we eat that croissant bouquet, too?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, I thought you were going to use that for the TV.
I should. I actually should.
Maybe
So-
you should
Yeah,
take
keep
it with,
it for the
take it
TV.
with you.
I'll
Keep
take
it
it
for
with
the
me.
TV.
But yeah,
As much
43 Bakery is an amazing place. You need to visit it.
As much as I want another croissant.
We'll go to 43 Bakery.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I want it now. All right, Ben Lee, go to Instagram or all of the socials. The Donut Critic is where you'll find him.
Yeah.
Yep.
43 Bakery. It doesn't get much more local than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you all.
There you go.
Wow.
Because on this day, it's Liz Fair's birthday.
What happened to Liz Fair?
She's still around.
Looking her up right now. Liz Fair.
That's one of the few songs I can play on the radio. My favorite one I can't. It's
Can you say the name of it?
No, I can't even say the name of the song.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
It's Blank and Run.
Oh, I know which one. Yeah. Exile in Guyville.
Yeah.
Um,
So we played Liz Fair.
yeah.
We had some censored versions of those songs, but I found that one sitting there, so I thought, it's Liz Fair's birthday, and it looks lonely, so why not? Time now for Boner of the Day. 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to be Boner of the Day. For today, April 17, 2025, we'll give you 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll decide which one is the worst, and you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive.
You can't buy it. You gotta win it. It's a boner T-shirt.
Thank you.
All right, here's boner candidate number 1. A quack has been hired by the quack in charge. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., you know, the quack in charge, has tapped a man who used controversial and potentially dangerous puberty-delaying treatments on autistic children to help lead a new study on the causes of autism. The move comes at a time when much of the Republican Party has been trying to outlaw the use of those puberty blockers and related treatments for children experiencing gender dysphoria. By September, we'll know what has caused the autism epidemic, and then we'll be able to eliminate all those exposures, he told Trump's team.
You can't find out in 6 months.
If we stop them from becoming autistic adults, then maybe that's the solution.
Such a declaration is uncommon in the world of medical research because of how unorthodox it is. You can't solve that major medical mystery in a few months. And Dorrit Reese, a legal specialist at UCSF Law, spent many years working on legal issues around vaccines and said that Kennedy's statement contained a number of red flags. Nobody told us what the process will be. Nobody told us what kind of study they're doing. But here, listen to the guy. Listen, I want to get to the guy that he's hired. Mark Geyer, a physician and father of David Geyer. The physician, Mark Geyer, and his son David published groundbreaking draft of a paper in the journal Autoimmunity Reviews. They had claimed to have conducted a series of laboratory tests that concluded that thiamersyl, a mercury-related preservative that was once common in vaccines, was driving the increase in autism. And everybody was all excited about that until they realized that their study was full of holes, absolutely full of holes. And as a matter of fact, Dr. Geyer lost his medical license because of all of this.
Yeah.
He lost his medical license.
And was charged with practicing without a license.
And his son has no medical degree of any kind.
Naturally, you want to put him in charge.
That's who RFK Jr. rather, is putting in charge of the research.
It's eugenics language.
It's the son, David Geyer, who's no medical degree of any kind, and he's putting him in charge of this research.
Well, just because something's full of holes doesn't mean it shouldn't be critiqued as an expert. That my brain has plenty of holes in it.
Boner candidate number 1. A quack has been hired by the quack in charge.
And did you hear all the stuff that he said yesterday about autistic kids? It's sickening.
Yeah.
Find it.
Here's boner candidate number 2. That's my pet pig. His name was Eddie. A Hawaiian teenager is facing up to 10 years in prison after he and a pal stole a woman's pet pig, slaughtered it to cheat their way into a $1,000 hunting contest. Jaden Jarensky Magana, 19, and accomplice Chris Ryan Saito Carino, 20, allegedly snatched Eddie the pig from Sarah Haynes' Maui farm last May and then filmed their dogs viciously attacking the poor creature in a sham hunting video that they posted on social media. They proceeded to kill and gut Eddie and entered him at the last minute in a local biggest pig hunting contest. But the hunters there became suspicious after noting that the pig had been neutered and was much heavier than the typical wild pigs entered in the contest. Eddie the pig was stolen. He was too heavy. He was so heavy that the two men couldn't even carry it from their truck to the weigh scale, Haynes said. Ms. Haynes, Sarah Hayes. They ended up walking away with the $1,000 prize money, though. But then finally, people were onto them, and they were arrested and charged with animal cruelty. But poor Eddie. Sarah Haynes, he didn't want to. Eddie was super friendly. Little kids could hug him. You could get him to bark like a dog. He was the most adorable, sweet, gentle soul. She had adopted the pig several years ago and brought him to her kitty charm farm in Haiku after he was found running around Kaihi with scars and rope burns, presumably because he was used to train hunting dogs.
Yeah.
He was just a sweet little pig. That's my pet pig. His name was Eddie. Boner candidate number 2. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. What is a young gentleman to do?
All right. Boner candidate number 3 coming up after this. Big boy news and opinioendo brought to you by.
Don't pay for tires and oil changes ever again. Get tires and oil changes for life with every new Mazda purchase from Bountiful Mazda. See Bountiful Mazda today for details.
Well, most people visiting the Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival in Indio last weekend weren't spending much time in their hotel rooms.
No.
As a result, thieves took advantage, striking at least 5 different hotel rooms at the 5-star La Quinta Resort and Club. Several people who had items stolen told the San Francisco Gate news outlet. On returning to the hotel on Friday, several groups of guests found their rooms ransacked. The thieves ignored easily traceable items like laptops in favor of designer handbags, sunglasses, and clothing. James King, a 40-year-old trumpet player in Bruno Mars band, and Ellie Brownridge, a 31-year-old high school teacher, came to the festival from Las Vegas. Their favorite act at the festival was Green Day. After a long day at Coachella on Friday, they returned to La Quinta at 2 or 3 in the morning. The room showed no signs of forced entry. They didn't realize they'd been burgled until their friends in the adjoining rooms banged on the door to alert them that they had been robbed. And so they started looking a little more closely, and they had a bunch of stuff stolen. 3 groups of people had items stolen that were probably at least worth $100,000 in various goods. So some people were smart and put items in the safe in the hotel room. I almost never use that, and you really should.
You should
put stuff in there.
We do. Yeah.
So, let's see here. Gail Miller, Matthew Prince, Ryan Smith, 3 of the 8 Utahns landing on Forbes' 2025 list of the world's billionaires. There are 902 billionaires in the United States, including the 4 richest people in the world. Elon Musk, who is number 1, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, and Larry Ellison. Gail Miller, who owns Larry H. Miller Company, remains Utah's wealthiest person with an estimated $4.4 billion, up from last year's estimate of $3.9. Her ranking fell from the 809th richest human to number 823. The Miller family bought a single Toyota dealership in 1979 and parlayed that into all that money.
Yep.
Cloudflare founder Matthew Prince went from number 868 to up from 949 last year. He's worth about $4.2 billion. These are all estimates. And Ryan Smith, Qualtrics founder, now owner of the Jazz and Utah Hockey Club, he jumped up. His brother Jared and his father Scott are the next 2 Utahns on the list. So the Smiths family's getting a corner on it. So there you go. Wealthy Utahns.
Only 3,000 billionaires?
Globally? Globally, no, there was more. It was, now I've lost it. It was 900, I think.
If these billionaires were to pay what they owe in taxes, we'd be doing all right.
No, I think we need more billionaires.
No, there are 3,028 billionaires globally.
Okay.
3,000. A Utah mother is speaking out about her son's unlikely recovering from a shooting. Grethel Garcia Vega's son, Abraham, was shot 14 times at a party last month.
Wow.
Another man was also shot. Prosecutors said it was pure luck. Neither victim was killed, but Garcia Vega believes it was something higher than that. When she first learned that her son was shot, she prayed, "I told God, it's up to you. If you want to take him, take him. If you want to leave him, leave him. But leave him so he could be like a witness that you exist," Garcia Vega said. With her son now recovering from his injuries at home in Magna, 14 times he was shot.
Jeez.
It's a walking miracle, says his mother. The prosecution has rested in the Lori Vallow Daybell trial on the claim that she had conspired to murder her husband. After testimony from the officer assigned to her case on Wednesday, prosecutor Trina Kay said she was done presenting witnesses and arrested her case. Judge Justin Beresky denied a motion from Daybell, alleging that the prosecutor provided no evidence to the jury that there was a conspiracy to commit the murder of her husband, Charles Vallow, or that she assisted in a premeditated murder. Instead, Lori Vallow Daybell argued that the evidence suggested self-defense from her brother, Alex Cox, who fired the shots that killed Charles Vallow. So she's being charged as the instigator of it, or got her brother to shoot him. Kay responded to the motion citing evidence that Cox was invited over because Daybell knew there would be an intervention, and when Vallow would be there, that Cox brought his handgun, and Daybell took and held on to Vallow's phone, and that she had a motive based on money and the desire to have an affair with that good-looking Chad Daybell.
Yeah, and just a real stunner.
Yeah, isn't he? I mentioned this yesterday, and it is, in fact, a movie theater up in Heber, Heber City. You can't, if you're a kid, you can't go see the Minecraft movie unless you go with a parent, because because kids have been trashing the theater.
Their new ads focus on this thing.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, Jack Black showed up at a theater and asked people not to do it.
But Jared Hess was he was kind of proud of it.
He thinks it's funny.
Yeah,
I mean, it's probably pushing ticket sales.
I'm sure it is,
Yeah.
but you know,
It still isn't good for the theaters. That's not saying I endorse it.
A company that makes baby food sold under a Target store brand is recalling more than 25,000 packages of baby food because it may contain elevated levels of lead. Miami-based Fruselva issued the recall in March for Target's Good and Gather baby pea, zucchini, kale, and thyme. You don't want your kids eating kale. Come on. Kale and thyme vegetable puree sold in 4-ounce tubs. Give me a tub of that kale and thyme puree, huh? According to U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the packages have a lot number of 4167 with a best by date of December 7th. And consumers should not feed these products to their babies because they're elevated levels of lead.
Lead-based baby food is my next punk band.
A federal judge on Wednesday said he's found probable cause to hold the Trump administration in criminal contempt of court for violating his order to turn around planes carrying deportees to El Salvador. U.S. District Judge James E. Boasberg warned he could refer the matter for prosecution if the administration does not purge its contempt by voluntarily obeying his order. The administration could do so by returning to U.S. custody those who were sent to El Salvador in violation of his order so that they might avail themselves of their right to challenge their removability. And Donald Trump has another mysterious bruise on his hand. It's kind of like the kind of bruise you get with from an IV drip, you know, when they put it in your hand.
Well, but he's so healthy.
Yeah.
I heard about how healthy he was.
Those bruises also come from beautiful kisses from a Russian.
Tears in his eyes, the doctor said, you know.
And Astrophysics team says observation of chemical compounds may be the tipping point in the search for extraterrestrial life. A giant planet, 124 light years from Earth, has yielded the strongest evidence yet that extraterrestrial life may be thriving beyond our solar system. Observers by the James Webb Space Telescope of a planet called K2-18b appear to reveal the chemical fingerprints of two compounds that on Earth are only known to be produced by life. Detection of the chemicals, dimethyl sulfide and dimethyl disulfide, would not amount to proof of alien biological activity, but could bring the answer to the question of whether we are alone in the universe much closer. It is the strongest evidence to date for a biological activity beyond our solar system, said Professor Nikyu Madhusudanhan, or something like that, who's an astrophysicist at Cambridge. All right, that's it.
Chemicals only produced by life? Is that like farts? Are they detecting
alien farts?
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just don't want to call it that. Weather traffic.
Weather. It has been spotty sprinkles here downtown where we're broadcasting from. But when it comes down, it is coming down hard. People are just texting in that it is raining across the valley, and that seems to be reflected in the traffic as at the moment there is a crash, SR 172 northbound near 56th East and something south. UDOT doesn't do a good job of telling me exactly where stuff is sometimes, but basically SR 201 near West Haven, there is a crash that is affecting traffic over there. I'm not seeing any other traffic incidents out there at the moment, but you can always text me if you are safe to do so. 33986 is the text line. I'm sure it's going to get worse as the rain keeps coming down as we continue through the morning. It's all brought to you by Waterproof Your Home with Baseco, because water can make its way through your foundation in many different ways. Baseco specializes in a variety of permanent foundation waterproofing solutions tailored to your unique issue, from sump pumps all the way to major repairs to cracked and settling foundations. Each solution is backed by a guarantee. Schedule a free assessment today at baseco.net.
Nick, I found the answer to your question about the farts. Is DMS and DMDS, those two, they are produced largely by marine phytoplankton on Earth.
Gotcha.
So it's farting phytoplankton.
Gotcha. Okay.
Here's boner candidate number 3. What is a young gentleman to do? You know, when his girlfriend goes on a Caribbean cruise with her family and she asks him to watch her pets. One irritated Michigan man thought that he'd make things right by warning that the ship was carrying a bomb.
Oh, my hell.
But naturally, his ill-conceived hoax backfired. Hey, I think somebody might have a bomb on your cruise ship, surprise, said 19-year-old Joshua Lowe in an email to Carnival Corp cruise operator via The Independent. After officials on the ship searched more than 1,000 rooms and diverted the cruise, which was supposed to be heading to Jamaica, FBI agents traced the email addressed to Mr. Lowe, who was living with his girlfriend's family. Lowe admitted that he sent the message because he was upset that the family went on a cruise, leaving him behind to care for their pets. Anyone making a bomb threat should expect to be taken at his word. Fortunately, this particular hoax did not result in any physical injury, said a court official. In a letter to U.S. District Judge Paul Maloney, Mr. Lowe said, "This is all my fault. I take full responsibility. I shouldn't have done it. But what's a young gentleman to do?"
All right, let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number one, a quack has been hired by the quack in charge, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., announcing that he's putting a man who is not a doctor, who used a controversial and potentially dangerous puberty-delaying treatment on autistic kids to lead a new study on the causes of autism.
Yeah.
Boner candidate number two, that's my pet pig. His name was Eddie. This is a story of a young woman who had this lovely pet pig that she had rescued, and he was just a charming animal, and everybody loved him. But two guys in Hawaii kidnapped the pig and butchered him so that they could enter a pig hunting contest and get a $1,000 prize. And boner candidate number three, what is a young gentleman to do?
All right. You've got to decide of these three candidates, which one is the worst? Which one deserves to be boner of the day for today, April 17, 2025? 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think is the worst, the one that you think should win. Put that single digit in the message of a text. And text that to 33986. Or call Katie in the producer's booth, 877-602-9696. She'll take your live voice vote. Or go online, x96.com. Look for the box. It says Boner of the Day, April 17, 2025. Click and vote. If you don't see that box, refresh your browser. It'll appear. Click and vote. You've got 4 minutes to get your vote in. As soon as we award the boner, it's Hello, Yeah, What? That innovative radio feature that we invented where you call and we say, hello, yeah, what? It's pretty easy, actually.
It's often said that people of Utah speak a language all their own. It's a language that's often confusing and even incomprehensible to newcomers here in the Beehive State. So, Radio from Hell presents a handy guide to help everyone understand how the natives speak. It's the Utah word of the day, and today's word is
pill. P-I-L-L, pill. And variants of the word too, pilling, pilled, pillar. And now the mayor of Mona, Utah, the Honorable Don Criddle, and his son Denver, be listening for the word pill and its variations.
Son, when are you going to learn? Being the son of the mayor of Mona, Utah, comes with certain responsibilities. You cannot just be going off half-cocked all the time, Denver. The Criddle name is still strong and respected, no matter what shenanigans you and your hoodlum friends are doing.
What do you mean, shenanigans, Daddy? Is that a French word or something?
What I mean is the tomfoolery that you and your chums have been engaged in down to the church parking lot. Now, we Criddles are considered pillars of the community. We can't be associated with the ruckus that you boys have been committing.
I ain't sure what tomfooling ruckus you're referring to, Daddy. What did we do?
When I say ruckus and church parking lot, what does that suggest to you, son? I'll tell you what it suggests. You and your hoodlum chums that you and your mother and I have warned you to stay away from was creating a bunch of noise and such down to the ward parking lot late at night. There's neighbors around that ward house, Denver. And when you send them, when you and them ne'er-do-wells you run with, them boys from up to Payson, start burning rubber in the parking lot at 2 in the a.m., well, folks are going to complain.
Oh, I know, Daddy. I'm sorry. It don't look good for the mayor's son, me, Denver Criddle, to be doing that kind of thing, does it? I'm really sorry.
Well, I know that you know better, son. So why was you with them boys pilling out in the parking lot?
I just got carried away, Daddy. Phil and Paul come down from Payson in Paul's new muscle car, and Phil said, "You want to see Paul's car burn rubber? You could really make it peel out." If we hadn't been drinking Mountain Dew, I would have said no, but, well, like I said, I got carried away.
I understand, son. Nothing makes you feel more manly than a high-performance engine and the smell of burning rubber.
Mm-hmm.
There's a great appeal to pilling out, especially when you're young. I remember when I was 30.
Thank you, Daddy. And what about Mom? Is she going to be mad?
Well, maybe. But don't you worry, son. I'll just tell her to take a chill pill.
Join us again some other time as we examine how the Utah natives speak with the Utah Word of the Day.
Of the day.
And the boner of the day is brought to you in part by...
Entirely by.
Entirely by, it was a hamburger.
Nice. Homemade?
No, from...
Hamburger?
It was a Tony burger.
Ooh, okay.
So the fight was between boner candidate number 1. A quack has been hired by the quack in charge. And boner candidate number 2, animal cruelty. That's my pet pig. His name was Eddie.
Hard to counter those two candidates, number 3. Sorry.
Yeah, number 3 only got 12 votes. What's a young gentleman to do? But coming in with, let's see, 47.
Just a few.
4 votes, 5 votes.
Yeah.
4 votes. Boner candidate number 2 wins by 4 votes. That's my pet pig. His name was Eddie.
151.
Yeah.
There you go. I think it was the pictures of Eddie that we saw.
Yeah.
Kicked it over the top. That's your boner of the day for today, April 17, 2025. Now qualified to be boner of the week.
He looked like a sweet pig, didn't he? Sweet hog of mine.
He did look.
All right. Hello. This is the feature.
Hello, yeah, what?
Innovative radio feature. Hello, yeah, what? Wherein you call the radio station and then you ask us a question, or you pose a difficult problem that needs solving, or you take us to task, or you ask us personal questions.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to know what the hell Nick's doing here in the first place.
Sure. I would like to know that.
877-602-9696 is the number to play. Hello, yeah, what? We like to talk to you, and we like to hear your stories, and so why don't you call us?
Yeah, we do enough work around here. You pick up the slack, huh?
877-602-9696. But this only works if you call. Otherwise, we're just here.
Otherwise, you might get a list.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you want that.
We'll just sit here with egg on our face.
Hello, yeah, what?
As they say.
Can't afford to sit here with egg on our face anymore.
No, that's true. I haven't had an egg in weeks. I'm grumpy about it.
I didn't get a hankering for eggs until
you were told that
egg price talk started happening.
How do you like your eggs?
Sunny side up.
Dippy.
Dippy egg. I like that. I like scrambled eggs as well.
I don't think there's a bad way to eat eggs outside of
I like a
hard-boiled.
No, I like a hard.
I don't like a hard-boiled egg.
You get a hard-boiled egg, and you put some salt and pepper on the plate, and you just kind of dip it in the salt and pepper and eat it.
I didn't appreciate hard-boiled eggs until we went to England. We went to London.
Oh, they're a big fan of them over there.
And every proper English breakfast that we had was, it was the pork and beans on toast, sausages, and a boiled egg.
Yeah,
I think my problem with hard-boiled eggs is they're usually cold when they're prepared.
Yeah.
That's good.
I like a fresh hard-boiled egg, I guess I should
Still
say.
warm.
Yeah, that's okay. Let's go to line one then.
As long as you're eating your eggs. That's all I worry about. Adam is here. Adam, the bartender.
Hello, yeah, what?
Hi, Adam.
Hello, what?
Yeah, what's up?
Good morning, guys. Hey, the other morning, I just know you guys were talking about squatters and that whole new move that's going on with that company. And Jason Stock.
That's unfortunate.
Jason Stock's a buddy of mine. It is super important. I've been with that company a very long time, and I just wanted to let you know that Jason Stock's job is safe. He's actually, so half the restaurants and beer distribution sort of got ripped apart, separated.
Yeah.
So Jason Stock and the guy up at Wasatch, which is now called Top of Maine in Park City, are making all the beers for the restaurants, and the beer distribution that's in the grocery stores is separated from the restaurant part of it.
Okay, good.
And somebody said they're moving that to Colorado, apparently.
At the Oscar Blues facility. They created a company called Canarchy, and the Oscar Blues facility is now going to make all the beers for them, some other breweries as well. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, but that's good. That's good. Jason's a good guy, and I'm glad he's still employed. Thanks for letting us know, Adam.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Yep, you got it. Thanks, guys.
Thank
Have
you,
a
Adam.
great day.
Yeah, some of my best friends work at the Squatters just down the street from us. And not to dox him, but the other Nick Davis works at the Squatters bar at the airport.
Oh, my friend Durwood works out at the brewery. I think he's being left
he's
let
probably
go.
gone.
I'll have to check in on him and see. Erica.
Hello, yeah, what?
Erica, where are you calling us from?
Draper.
Okay, what's up?
I need some ideas on what to do for an 8-year-old for Easter who hates chocolate.
Who hates chocolate?
I just sit him down and tell him the story of the resurrection of his Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
I've never met a kid who hates chocolate. Never met one.
Yeah,
that's wild.
That's interesting. Well, there are
Peeps.
Peeps.
There's always Peeps.
Maybe he's one of those weirdos that likes Peeps.
There's Easter. There's Easter Pez.
Yeah.
You could get like an Easter Bunny Pez or a baby chick Pez.
Often in my Easter basket when I was a kid, my mother would put jelly beans.
Jelly beans are good, yeah. Get some Jelly Bellies. Popcorn flavor ones would be good.
I mean, any candy works, right? I like those nerd gummy clusters. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The nerd's rope that's been cut up.
Yeah.
Or why don't you put or you could put some rocks in it.
Yeah.
Rocks.
Hey, he'd go for it.
Would he? Well, there's all kinds of candy associated with Easter that's not necessarily chocolate.
And here's texters now. Jolly Ranchers make really good jelly beans and gummies. And, why don't you try fruit? Yeah, good luck with that.
Put a banana in.
I like fruit as a kid.
Yeah.
You're one of the rare ones.
Yeah. How's that, Erica? Will that help?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling. We're happy to help.
See, anytime
Have
we can.
a good one.
You too.
Anytime we can help with.
Hello? Yeah, what?
We'll be more than happy to. All right, so the lines are open. 877-602-9696 is the number to call.
Hello? Yeah, what?
Yes, that feature. We'll get to the rest of your calls after these.
Yeah, Julie and who is that?
Quinn.
Hang on there.
Stand by. Traffic, please.
Traffic. Let's hit the refresh button just to make sure I am on the up and up for all things traffic-wise. Look, it says it's mostly green out there, excluding the one incident involving a crash, SR-201 in West Valley City. That is, it says northbound, but it's east to west. Come on, UDOT, help me out here. Yeah, that is the only issue I'm really seeing out there, but if you have something that really needs reporting on, tell me about it. 33986 is the text line where you can always report your traffic to me.
All right. Thank you very much. KXRK Provo. We'll take a break. We'll be back after these with more
Hello? Yeah, what?
Hello, yeah, what? Exactly. And Beat Nick coming up, because Gina's not here. Beat Nick on the way.
Is Rachel's SLC history. Her name's Rachel Quist, and she does a whole Instagram page about history of Salt Lake, and she'll post really cool old pictures of Salt Lake and tell you stories about buildings and stuff.
Okay.
I read this one this morning, and if you go to x96.com/live, there's a picture associated with it.
Oh, there it is.
Here is the story. About 1900, the year 1900, a rumor emerged of an alligator living in Salt Lake City sewers.
What?
Salt Lake Hot Springs Sanitarium was a bathhouse, swimming pool, and spa that used hot spring water piped in from Beck's Hot Spring.
It's where the old Children's Museum is, isn't it?
It was at 52 West Broadway, now the location of Broadway Media. The Salt Lake City Hot Springs Sanitarium was right here.
So wait, we have a spring under it?
Yeah, somewhere.
Under the building?
In April 1902, a young man from the telephone company was sent to fix the phone lines in the basement of the sanitarium. This building.
Well, not this
What
building,
used to
but
be
what,
here,
but what used to stand on this site.
He was deep in the back of the dimly lit basement near a long tunnel that encased the water lines connecting the sanitarium with the Beck's Hot Spring about 2 miles away. He suddenly heard a curious sound and caught a glimpse of a monstrous animal scurrying back into the tunnel. The man's hair stood up. He immediately scrambled out of the basement. The animal turned out to be an alligator named Jim.
Jim the alligator.
Who'd been living in the sanitarium's basement and water system for the past 2 years. Jim was originally part of an exhibition of 3 juvenile alligators in the front window of the sanitarium in 1899, right downstairs. Once the alligators became too large and no longer cute, they were disposed of. One was killed. Another was sold to the U of U's biology department. This one died 4 months later. His brain and skin are preserved up at the U, apparently. The story told to reporters was that Jim was found to be listless and supposedly dead, so he was thrown into the basement of the sanitarium.
Poor Jim.
The management denied any knowledge that Jim was alive and blamed its employees who left lunch scraps in the basement for those who must have unknowingly kept the gator alive. Regardless of how Jim became a resident of the basement and the water systems of the sanitarium, it's unknown what happened to him after he was found out. Supposedly, management of the sanitarium organized a posse to search him out and dispose of him.
Okay, well, the alligator thing is interesting, but I'm still fascinated about whether we have hot springs underneath our building. And if that's the case, why did we plug them up?
Well, they said they were piping them in from 2 miles away, from a hot spring.
Oh, well, then see, that's what they were coming from.
From that area.
Because there are
hot springs.
They're mostly capped now, but you know, every once in a while, you used to be able to see steam rising from them.
Isn't that cool? You should really follow her because she has all these really cool old pictures of buildings downtown.
Well, this gives me an idea that our new mascot is a gator named Jim.
That is really a crappy looking building, you got to say.
Yeah,
I mean, the sulfur baths.
It's it's the sort of place that. Are there people looking out of the window there? on the first floor?
Oh, I don't know.
It's a ghost! I can't tell. It could be a curtain.
So Rachel-SLC-history. You should follow her.
Jim, the X96 alligator.
Mhm.
Sure, why not?
I love this idea. It's a new mascot for us.
Harriman says that he likes toys in his Easter basket.
Toys are good, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hot Wheels cars are $1 at Smith's, you know.
That's Dan out in Harriman.
Thanks, Harriman.
Hello, yeah, what?
All right.
Okay, let's see.
877-602-9696 to participate, just like this person is about to.
Jody is here. Jody?
Hello,
Hello,
Jody.
yeah, what?
Hi.
Hi, where are you?
Good morning.
Good morning, where are you?
I'm calling from work in Midvale.
Okay.
This morning.
Yeah.
Hey, so last week you were talking about somewhere where you could go and dig up fossils and, and they let you keep some of them. Where was that?
Well, Amy has that on line 1. Amy can help you. Hello, Amy. It's
Hello, yeah, what?
Amy.
Good morning.
So,
Good morning.
Amy, why don't you tell Jody about digging fossils?
Absolutely. I just wanted to tell people about this because it was so fun. Last week it was my son's spring break, so we decided to go down to St. George. I think I'd heard about it on your guys' radio station, and we volunteered at the dig for 3 days digging up fossils. It was an amazing experience, and people should do it. So what I did is I just went to the website. I honestly just did a search for Dinosaur fossil digging Utah, St. George, and it'll take you to the museum, and there's a form on there, like a volunteer form that you fill out, and then within a few days I got an email. They say on the email that they're going to give you 8 hours of training, so they'd like you to volunteer for 40. Well, we only went for 3 days, and the training was 2 minutes. They just show you a box of examples of fossils and say, hey, look out for this and keep it. And so what we did is we found rocks. We cracked them open. We looked for fossils. If we found a fossil, we put it in a box to keep. If we didn't, we threw it away. And I would get really excited, and I'd take it to somebody, and they're like, oh, yeah, that's poop. But I got to keep it.
Poop. Coprolites.
Yes.
Coprolites. Yeah.
Yes. Exactly. So it was, my son and I had a great time.
Okay. So, Jody, did you get all that?
I did. Thank you so much.
That's boy, we couldn't have planned that any better.
Seriously, anytime we can.
Hello, yeah, what?
With efficiency. I'm all for that. Thanks, you
Thanks,
two.
Jody and Amy. Thank you.
Thank
See
you
later.
both. All right, let's go to. It's like Quinn is here. Hello, Quinn.
Hello, yeah, what?
Where are you? Where are you calling from, Quinn?
Good morning, guys. I'm driving up Ogden Canyon right now.
Okay, be careful. What's up?
I am. So, hey, I'm a barber student at Ogden Weber Technical College here in Ogden, and I just kind of wanted to shamelessly self-promote.
Yeah.
We're there 9:30 a.m. to 3 p.m., $7. Get you a really good haircut, beard trim, whatever you want.
Oh, nice.
I'll shave, all the good stuff, man, all the traditional stuff is what I'm into and what I want to do. So just wanted to get that out there.
Well, how do you find where that is?
Yeah.
I mean, is there a website or a...
So it's, there is. You can go to the Ogden Weber Technical website, find the barber shop, or my Instagram handle is Quinn_the_barber801.
Quinn the Barber.
Find me there, DM me or whatever.
Is the Ogden Weber Technical College, is that the one out on North Washington?
Yes.
It's the old...
About Second Street-ish.
Yeah.
The old reform school, yeah.
Yeah, it's the reform school. My grandfather was a cabinet maker and a carpenter, and he taught cabinet making classes for the kids that were thrown into the reform school.
Oh, right on. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get older guys in there all the time that are like, oh, yeah, I used to live here.
Yeah, I used to be a juvenile delinquent. They put me here. You know?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Most of them turned out all right, though.
Yeah, that's because my grandfather taught him how to make cabinets.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Quinn, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thanks for letting me listen.
Thank you very much.
Hello, yeah, what?
Let's go to 877-602-9696 if you'd like to participate.
Hello, yeah, what?
We have Scott.
Hello,
Scott is here.
Hello, Scott. Where are you calling from?
From Rivertown. Thanks for letting me listen.
Sure.
Hello, yeah, what?
What's your story?
So I was little, and my parents would go to the movie theater and drop me off at my Granny Myrtle's house, and we'd have to watch Kung Fu, Hee Haw, and the news, which was just brutal. And on the news, this guy would stand up, and he had a chalkboard, and he'd say, today the weather is 70, tomorrow it's going to be 80, and the next day it's going to be 85. And so I asked my grandma, I said, does he make the weather? How does he know what the weather's going to be? And she said, oh, no, he doesn't make the weather. He just guesses what the weather is going to be and tells us. And as a small child, I thought that was the dumbest thing I had ever heard in my entire life. Because you're a little kid, and they're not going to let you go out and play if the weather's good or bad. There's nothing you can do about it. And so, when I was little, I thought the weatherman made the weather.
Well, some people still call weather people on the TV weather guessers.
Yeah.
And so you were apparently this was one of those guys. And I can vaguely remember them who would draw little cartoons and little weather characters and things like that doing the weather. I can't remember that guy's name. He had a mustache, but I can't remember his name.
So this would have been Michigan in the 70s, and he had like a chalkboard, and he would draw, the line with, here's the cold front is coming through, and so I thought he was God with godlike powers with a machine to control the weather.
Well, who's to say he wasn't?
Scott, there is a whole resurgence of people who are believing that the weather is controlled, so it's kind of back in style.
And I was going to say, we're all going to be weather guessing if they sell NOAA. Which is what they're talking about.
Hello, yeah, what?
All right, Scott. Thanks for calling us.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
And the lines are open now. I mean, I guess that's it.
Well, I mean, we're out of time essentially.
Oh no.
Well, there you go.
Sorry about that. People very excited about that whole digging in the fossils thing.
Yeah, that's it. And they're trying to just get as many of the fossils out of there as they can before it's like a 7-Eleven is going to be put there, or a parking lot or something like that. So that's why they're asking for the volunteers.
Metal Shop Mark says one of my twin boys does not like chocolate. That's again, I just I never encountered that. Of course, we used to get our Sunday church clothes for Easter.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, that That was a thing.
Like you received them?
Yeah,
clothes?
the Easter Bunny would bring you a suit.
Every
great.
year you would get a new
Yeah.
suit of clothes to go to church in from the Easter Bunny.
It's crazy the Easter Bunny isn't as popular as Santa Claus.
And that chocolate was really wax that looked like chocolate.
Yeah.
Sort of. It had a vague chocolate flavor to it.
Vague. All right. Traffic, please, Nick.
Traffic, again, that crash, SR 201. I'm going to say eastbound. It's a 50-50 guess because it says northbound, but where it's at, there is no way to tell. That is just above West Valley, causing some issues out there. A few people texting in some incidents that are going on out and about that UDOT is not reporting. Major slowdowns approaching Point of the Mountain. Southbound Legacy and Farmington, stop and go. There's a small motorhome sideways on northbound Bangerter Highway around 21st South. So, yeah, you guys are doing way better than UDOT is. Thank you for that. And I'm sure it is just, a big mess with the weather out there. So we will be the eyes in the sky, so to speak. But you can always text me your traffic report, 33986.
Beat Gina coming up after these messages, but because Gina isn't here, it's Beat Nick. And you will win what?
I'm excited to give away this LCD sound system tickets.
Good band. LCD sound system tickets at 877-602-9696. All you got to do is play Beat Gina with Nick. It's multiple choice pop culture trivia. You notice I didn't say anything about winning. You'll get the tickets if you play.
Yeah.
877-602-9696 for LCD sound system. Nice. All right, we'll have that for
Last week we got into a discussion of skincare with Gina Barberi.
Oh, yes.
And we're talking about lashes. And somebody has reached out about this. Two people have, as a matter of fact, who want to give you some advice, Gina, and then one person needs your advice.
Wonderful.
So this one says, "Hi, Gina. Please remain seated.
Oh, sorry.
If you have questions about caring for your lash extensions, please contact me.
Oh.
It's always been an issue for me to hear about women who were not taught how to care for their lashes after they got home. A good lash stylist will ensure that you know how to care for them.
Yes.
Lash extensions can get wet, contrary to the rumor mill.
Well,
They're out on the corner. You'll see a group of people whispering.
Yeah. Water will not affect your lashes in any way.
Let's not tell her that.
And they should be washed daily. It's true that oils can affect the bond of some adhesives, resulting in loss. However, by keeping your lashes clean, you will extend the life of the extensions and, more importantly, prevent eye infection.
Oh, yeah, I don't want that.
Then she goes on to say, I would recommend a soft brush, gentle cleanser, so forth and so on. I guess she's in the business. This woman is in the business.
I did to defend my lash stylist, she did give me lash wash.
Oh, okay.
And a brush.
All right. This woman says, we've been selling our brand to professionals for 15 years and so on.
Yeah.
Here's wishing you years of beauty simplified.
It is beauty simplified.
Make mine a double. Please pass this info on to the beautiful Sue Jackson. A BFOP since Bill's early AM Ogden days.
Wow.
Jamie Kelly.
Thanks, Jamie.
Now, Sue is weighing in. You're supposed to keep the lashes dry for at least the first 48 hours.
Right. That's the
thing.
because, it takes for the glue to really cure.
Well, this is good to know because I'm going to get the.
Yeah, you should.
Carrie, you and I should both get lash extensions.
Don't need them.
Well, that's true. You do have.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, you do have.
But yeah, I'm going to Sue's stylist. She gave me the hookup, and she did a great job, and she did give me good tips and lash cleanser.
And then we had an email last week that says, I need to know Gina's skincare regimen, and we talked about that, and then we got a follow-up email to that. Gina.
Yes.
What facial oil do you use? I've got to know. My daughter has very sensitive skin. I've got to know.
You're going to hate me.
What? More than I do?
It's expensive.
Why would anybody hate you?
Because it's expensive.
Well, I mean, you could just use Wesson oil.
No.
Olive oil?
No. It's okay, I'm going to be honest with you. So
what's it called and how much is it? Jesus.
So I wondered how Liv Tyler got her skin so beautiful. 'Cause she has beautiful skin.
Yes.
And she has a whole YouTube video about her skin routine.
Mm-hmm.
And she said she uses this skin oil from Sarah Chapman, who is a facialist in England.
She's very good.
She's very good.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, I want to look like Liv Tyler, so I'm going to get her. I'm not going to tell you how much.
Yes,
it is.
please tell us. Come on. Now you've got everybody curious. How much is it?
It's like $120.
For how much?
I mean,
2 gallons?
No,
3 gallons?
No, like that big. I don't.
No, you're thinking of the Kirkland
with a big squirt thing on the top. You know, the pump.
That's the one you're thinking of.
Yeah.
So I splurged and got some, and I really like it.
$120 for how much?
I don't know. How much is that? I don't know how much that is.
Probably about 3 ounces.
Yeah.
3 or 4 ounces, yeah. That's
It's a
pretty
lot.
expensive. How long
It's a
does it
lot.
last?
It lasts. You only need a little tiny bit.
So probably a year. That's probably a year's worth, right?
At least half a year.
So it's 6 months worth. Well, that's
couple of drops in your hand, and how you put it on. This is very specific how you put it on. So you put a couple drops in the palm.
Does it come with instructions?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a couple drops in the palm of your hand, and then you take your fingertips and you lightly dab like this. You don't rub. You dab.
Okay.
Like that.
No, I don't think that's extravagant if it lasts 6 months.
I mean, it's a lot. It feels like a lot when you're ordering it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's 6 months.
Yeah.
Let's factor that out. How many days in 6 months?
My wife does that with me all the time.
So you feel better about it?
Yeah, I'll say these shoes are too expensive or whatever it is, and she'll say things like, "Yeah, but think about how many miles you're going to get out of these."
She's right. Yeah,
so it's the use.
I think we should really figure it out and see how much you're spending per day.
And I'm going to feel really good about this.
I'm for just pennies a day, Gina. For just pennies a day, you can have beautiful skin.
I use cosmetics, Gina.
Oh.
Lots of us use expensive oil. It's okay. We don't hate you.
Okay.
You can hate her for other stuff, but not that. Jeez.
I mean, I certainly don't spend any money on clothes.
No.
That's true.
No.
I have 5 black T-shirts.
I believe in spending good money on shoes.
And I believe in spending good money on skincare. Really,
it shows.
Thank you.
You used to have pores the size of a volcano.
No, you just sit farther away from me.
They're still there.
Yeah,
See, my wife tried to take her shopping.
She did.
And,
more than once has she tried.
And gave up. Gave up.
I'm a lost cause.
You are.
I like this
fashion music.
Fashion music.
Fashion music mix. Because on this day, Maynard James Keenan was born. He is 61.
Happy birthday, Maynard.
I got the feeling listening to that song that he really meant that.
Mm-hmm.
He meant all of that he was.
It's time for Beat Gina. Brought to you by?
Brought to you by Love Live Music. Tired of paying too much for tickets and beers? Experience great live music and adult beverages without paying stupid prices at Utah's coolest venues. Don't miss Tom Petty Tribute Band, Petty Theft, April 18th at The Stateroom. Get tickets at thestateroompresents.com.
All right, thank you.
Well, it's time for Beat Gina, but Gina's not here, so today it's Beat Nick, and today we're going to beat him till he's fluffy.
Wow.
Just like new fluffy peanut butter from Sunny Jim. I'm your announcer, Johnny O, for Sunny Jim Peanut Butter. Ever see pedigreed peanuts bursting with pride?
No.
You will when you open a jar of fluffy new Sunny Jim peanut butter.
Wow.
Now, the finest peanuts money can buy are thermos roasted, multiple ground, and speed blended by an exclusive process. Whipped to fluffy perfection.
Nice.
The new Sunny Jim peanut butter. It stays fresh longer, too. Get Sunny Jim. Your family's exclamations of joy will be your reward. And now, everyone give an exclamation of joy for your Beat Gina host, Kerry Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Ola.
You're welcome.
Professional game show announcer. Whatever happened to some Sunny Jim peanut butter?
I think I still have some at home. I bought great stores of it, and it's in the basement.
The randomizer has picked a contestant. It looks like, Nick, you'll be going up against John today. John, are you there?
I am.
All right, John, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage to go first, so call it heads or tails.
Heads, please.
All right, let's see what we got. It is heads.
Ah.
Oh. So John goes first. Multiple choice pop culture trivia. If you get this answer correct, you get the point. If not, Nick has been paying attention, and he will answer the question correctly and thus steal your point away. We'll go back and forth till one of you gets 3 points. Now, I have some leftover questions from the week. This is Kill Bill questions.
Okay.
The movie's Kill Bill. John, first question for you.
All right.
John, despite the bride's name being bleeped out in the film, where in the movie is her name revealed? Is it 1, on her backseat driver's license? Let's see. Is it 2, on the front of her Future Farmers of America jacket? Is it 3, on her plane tickets to Okinawa and Tokyo? Or 4, on her luggage tags?
Let's go with 3.
Plane tickets.
All right, there you go. One for John.
All right.
There you are. Go to Nick now.
Nick, what movie set did the idea for Kill Bill take place? So what movie were they working on when they came up with the idea for the Kill Bill movies?
Okay.
Was it 1, Jackie Brown? Was it 2, Pulp Fiction? Was it 3, Foot Fetish? Was it 4, the 1973 Japanese film Lady Snowblood, in which a woman seeks revenge on the people who killed her family? Hey, wait a minute.
Was it Pulp Fiction?
Pulp Fiction is correct.
1-1. Back to John.
All right, John. Robert Rodriguez scored Kill Bill Volume 2, the movie, for $1. Quentin Tarantino said he would repay him by doing what? Is it 1, give Robert a pedicure for free? 2, give Robert Rose McGowan's phone number, which later Robert regretted. 3, directing a segment of Rodriguez's project Sin City for $1. Or 4, appear in From Dusk Till Dawn for $1.
Let's go with 3.
Yes, he directed a segment in Sin City.
It's 2-1, and Nick, you have a chance to tie it up.
Nick, we're moving on to Jungle Book trivia.
Okay.
Jungle Book trivia.
The animated movie or the live action
This one is this question is about Jungle Book 2,
Okay.
which was animated.
All right.
In Jungle Book 2, what is the name of the girl that follows Mowgli into the jungle?
Okay.
Was it 1, Ivanka? Was it 2, Shuri? Was it 3, Shanty? Or 4, Chianti?
I didn't see that one. I'm going to guess 2.
Shuri? No,
Yeah.
that's Black Panther's sister.
John, you could win right here.
I'm going with 3.
Shanty is
And
correct.
John, you win
Wow.
handily. Nicely done, John. You are the winner. You've won tickets to see
LCD Sound System.
And apparently that show is almost sold out now.
Well, the seats are sold out,
Yeah.
but the grass area is
lawn seating.
I mean, they're one of my top 3 favorite bands of all time. It doesn't surprise me with the
Congratulations, John.
tickets that they're getting.
Hang on the line. We'll
Thank
tell you how to
you.
get those tickets.
All right, listen, I've got to get home. I'm going to have a big heaping bowl of Sonny Jim's cereal with Mrs. Ola.
Oh, they have cereal too?
They
Wow.
did.
Wow. Big Boy News now brought to you by.
Brought to you by 2 epic shows, 1 mind-blowing experience, Laser AC/DC Rock Legends, brought to you Life in Lasers. Laser Taylor Swift Volume 2, bigger, brighter, and better than ever. Now playing only in the Handsome Dome Theater. Pre-sale tickets are on sale now and going fast. Get yours before they're gone at clarkplanetarium.org.
With less than a week left of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame fan voting, there is currently a clear front-runner.
Who?
Fish.
Really?
As of the morning of April 16th. That was yesterday? Yeah. The Jam Band holds a strong lead over the competitors with 310,457 votes. In second place, Bad Company with 254,758 votes, followed by Billy Idol.
Really?
With 237,289 votes.
Huh.
It appears that Fish may go down to the wire in the fan voting department. Back in February, when the voting first began, Fish also held the top spot, so they've been number one pretty much all along. Fan voting will end April 21st. Until then, you can vote for up to 7 artists once a day. Inductees will be announced later this month.
I mean, there's lots of other candidates that seem more deserving.
Well,
White
here we got-
Stripes,
well, here we
Black
got-
Crows.
Here are the candidates. There's Cyndi Lauper, Soundgarden, Joe Cocker, Chubby Checker,
All deserving.
the Black Crows, and this is in order of the votes too. The Black Crows, Mariah Carey, Joy Division, and New Order.
That should be way up there.
The
Yeah.
White Stripes, Outkast, Oasis, and the last one is Mana.
I don't know, but they're much more
Manya?
deserving than Fish.
Well,
all of those.
I guess, yeah. There it is. I'm trying to see. I think if you want to vote, you probably just look up Rock and Roll Hall of Fame
I
fan
pulled it up
voting.
almost immediately. Vote.rockhall.com.
Did you?
There you go. Yeah.
Who'd you vote for?
White Stripes.
Oh.
An explosion destroyed a building inside the Northrop Grumman facility in Box Elder County early yesterday. No one was injured during the incident, according to the Box Elder County Sheriff's Office, although they said that could change as the investigation continues. Apparently, there's rubble. There was a plume of smoke rising from the building. The explosion rocked the house of a woman who lives nearby. The sheriff's office reported the explosion occurred at 7:38 a.m. Cause not yet determined due to the remote location of the facility. A shelter-in-place order wasn't issued for any homes in the area. A photo shared by the sheriff's office showed that the building is a complete loss. Officials also haven't been advised of any concerns regarding contaminants of smoke being put into the air. Doesn't appear that the building involved in the incident was the one where Northrop Grumman combines chemicals to make solid rocket boosters for the country's space program.
Oh, good. Yeah, it looked like a small mushroom cloud coming out of it from the video I saw yesterday.
It really did ruin it, didn't it? Lehi police are asking residents to be on the lookout for a person who is accused of trying to enter people's homes while they're away. According to officials, the suspect is posing as a pest control salesperson.
Ugh.
The Lehi Police Department released a video which can be, it says it can be viewed below. No, it can't, because you don't have the story. It shows the individual attempting to contact a resident at a Lehi home. According to the police, a homeowner reported that the salesperson attempted to enter the home when no one answered the door.
So that's his whole game, yeah.
There's nobody home, I guess. So the suspect doesn't have a solicitor's permit, but he isn't carrying any company information for the company he claims to work for either. So, just watch out. Check your doorbell cameras and check and see if this guy came to your door.
Yeah.
Again, this is down in the Lehi area. One man is in the hospital after he was shot and wounded by an officer with the Utah Department of Natural Resources Tuesday night. Duchaine County Sheriff's Office said they were made aware of a suspicious person in the county around 8:45 p.m. Only one suspicious person in Duchaine County?
Come on, I've lived out there.
During that time, another person called in about the same driver swerving all over the roadway. Witnesses also reported that the suspect drove off the roadway and hit an unknown object. I know, he went off the road, hit something. I didn't see what it was. DNR law enforcement Chief Todd Royce said an officer stopped the suspect's vehicle about after 10 p.m. at the Eagle's Nest gas station in Duchaine. What happened next, not completely clear, but the officer ended up shooting the man. The officer and deputies with the sheriff's office administered first aid. The man, who has not been named, was taken to the hospital. Previously, the Duchaine County Sheriff's Office had reported that he had died, but later said, no, wait, sorry. He's not dead yet. He's still alive. The conservation officer who conducted the stop wasn't injured. So it's just, nobody's really saying much about, apparently the guy was just being, disruptive and a danger to others and himself. And that's what precipitated all of this. So Cafe Ibis up in Logan.
Yeah.
On a Saturday morning, you walk in there, you'll find it buzzing with customers studying or working on laptops, catching up beneath the community artwork, or stopping in for the ethically sourced coffee.
Yeah, I used to go there all the time when I lived in Logan.
Now, Utahns who don't live near that Cafe Ibis can pick up some of its popular coffee. It's Moab Trail Blend.
Oh, that's such a good blend.
The medium to dark roast made with beans from Central America is organic, fair trade certified, and available now at Costco.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We've been a local company with strong community focus, said Cafe Ibis Director of Sales and Marketing Eddie DeVilbus. So seeing our coffee on Costco shelves was really a big moment for us. The blend is packaged in Logan at the company's brewing facility, gets its coffee from Africa, Asia, Central and South America, and different blends hold various certifications, including fair trade, organic, and bird-friendly, and coffee grown exclusively by women.
I didn't know that.
I'm all for it.
Yeah. Now, not all, I don't think all of their blends are, but there is some. There are various requirements for each certification, including the environment where the beans are grown, fair trade standards, guarantee a decent wage, humane labor conditions, and community improvements. DeVilva said that Costco reached out to them after seeing strong regional interest in the coffee,
really,
and its long-standing reputation for ethical sourcing. I think I've seen Ibis Cafe Ibis coffee in some stores too.
Yeah, you
right?
can get it in some stores.
Yeah, I think Harmon's has it.
I think the Dan's had it. When I worked at a coffee shop on USU campus, the Highlander grog would just go out every single day. We would have, that's one of their blends.
It's a flavored blend.
Were you so you were up in Logan dropping out of school?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure I had that right. Your 10-year college career?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pre-medicated, by the way.
Well, you had coffee, though.
I did.
Let's see. An independent expert is going to review security at Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro's official residence. Yeah, I would think so. After investigators said that a man scaled the wall and set fire to the mansion. And how this would...
And Trump has yet to say anything about it.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't called Shapiro to say...
This was an attempted assassination.
Right.
Yeah.
State police said the review will be a risk and vulnerability assessment of the governor's official residence following the arson attack, which has caused extensive damage and forced Shapiro and his family to flee early Sunday morning. Investigators, Shapiro's a Democrat. That's why,
Well, it's exactly why they're not saying anything. They don't. They encourage this kind of thing.
Shapiro declined to talk about a motive on Wednesday, saying prosecutors will ultimately determine what prompted the attack. But the guy apparently did not. He was angry at the Jewish people for what was going on in Gaza. And he said, I know there's a prominent Jew, and that's the Governor Shapiro. And finally this. A new study has found, Katie, that private trade in Tyrannosaurus rex fossils is hampering researchers' understanding of the iconic Cretaceous predator. Thomas Carr, an associate professor of biology at Carthage College, found that there are now more scientifically valuable T-Rex specimens in private or commercial ownership than in public museums and other public trusts.
The hell?
The private market is likely to be an underestimate, as commercial companies are discovering twice as many T-Rex fossils as museums. Dr. Carr concentrated on scientifically informative specimens, including heads, skeletons, and isolated bones, to understand exactly how the private market sets the limitations for researchers able to obtain T-Rex fossils. The most valued dinosaur sold in 2024 was a Stegosaurus, which sold for $44.6 million. Now, Carr wants to bring attention to his work so that other researchers may investigate how the commercial market is influencing other extinct species, including the T-Rex. So private companies are finding these and digging them up and selling them for lots of money. And a museum generally would not be able to afford that.
Well, there's too many 7-Elevens being built around the world. We got to dig up the fossils before they
That's right.
get put on the ground.
It's the luxury fossil market.
Yep.
It spans all types of dinosaurs, private sales of dinosaurs outside of T-Rex, the most expensive auction for a Stegosaurus, $44.6 million in 2024.
Thanks, Nick Cage. Let's see. Katie says, I have a replica of a T-Rex tooth and a fossil of a Triceratops. The frill. On the
Sick.
Triceratops.
That's super cool.
She's in on it.
Mm-hmm. Well, the replica, that's okay. But I don't know, having the fossil, maybe you ought to contact the Natural History Museum, Katie, and
make a donation.
Or sell it for $1 million.
There you
Give
go.
it up.
That's what I'd do. Sports, weather, traffic.
Sports. Baseball was almost interesting when Pirates and Nationals cleared the bench the other day after Jorge Lopez throwed a pitch right near Andrew McCutchen's head. Threw. I'm just reading what is in front of me, so blame the writing. But basically, he went for the pitch, and it didn't go anywhere near what would have been the striking square, and just should have hit him in the head until he flinched and took it in the back at the last second. That caused both teams to come out near the pitcher's mound where they were just arguing with each other, and the pitcher, Jorge Lopez, was you couldn't hear it, but he was visibly saying, like, "Oh, you're so soft," and people are assuming that he intentionally threw it at Andrew McCutchen's because Andrew McCutchen, got a home run off of one of his pitches last year.
Okay.
So that ended with Pirates winning over the Nationals 6-1, just to put a nice little neat bow on that story. Weather, it has been raining all morning and will really get bad in the next hour, apparently, as the internet is telling me. The internet's telling me I'm hearing that the weather's going to get bad in the next hour. High of 49 today, high of 46 tomorrow. We're going to get some precipitation tomorrow as well. Taking a peek at traffic, which is very much being affected by the weather. There is a crash, I-15 northbound near Murray, that is blocking the right shoulder over there. And that crash that UDOT is telling me is on SR 201 is actually on 56th West, which is also wrong here because it said it's on 56th East. So UDOT is having a whole bunch of issues this morning.
Well, we're defunding everything.
Yeah, why not?
You know.
Yeah. And a person in the text chat actually corrected that, so shout out to them. But if you have any, traffic corrections, you can always send it my way. 33986 is the text line where you can do so. All brought to you by See Movies on the Big Screen at local nonprofit Broadway Center Cinemas. David Lynch's Blue Velvet and Lost Highway, playing this Friday and Saturday. Get tickets and showtimes at slfstix.org.
All right, allegedly Gurky is here, or showing up. So we'll see after these messages. Stand by.
Listen to Radio from Hell at Home.
And I assume everything went well, Gina?
Yeah, I had this. My doctor told. Well, we back up. I've been
All right.
having high blood pressure. Like, which is weird for me. I don't usually have that.
You
And
usually don't have any blood pressure at all.
It's true. I'm usually very slow pulse and low blood pressure. So we're in the investigation portion of trying to find out what's causing that. And yesterday she sent me a message saying, I need you to come in for an 8 a.m. blood test. And yes, it has to be at 8 a.m. And I'm like, she's like, I know you work, but it has to be at 8
It
a.m.
was for the doctor's convenience, I'm sure.
So I'm confused. So I go to her office this morning and I asked the nurse, why this 8 a.m. blood test? And she said it's an 8 a.m. cortisol test. And yes, it has to be done first thing in the morning because that's the time of day when the numbers are most likely to be high.
But that's a time of day for normal people.
Exactly.
We're up at 3.
Exactly. But the lab is not. So the
so-
lab opens at 8.
So the results of your test that are are very important to your health.
Yeah.
Dubious at best.
Are
so
strictly at the whims of when the lab opens.
And I've had so much blood taken the last 2 weeks. And the nice lady that takes the blood, it's always from the same spot.
Why?
And
Why don't you don't have to do that?
well, that's just the way her room's set up. It's the
No,
chair.
no,
and the...
no, God. Gina! Oh, that's just the way her room is set
Well,
up.
that's where the table is.
Nonsense.
But she uses this
Oh.
this tape like afterwards
Yeah.
to put like a cotton ball there.
Uh-huh.
And so I have ripped this tape off the same part of my arm like 3 times in the last week.
Gina, no.
And I think I'm
Say,
going to hit her.
you say I need it to be in another spot. You don't have
Can
to
you
do
not
that.
use the icky tape?
Good God. Most phlebotomists play, they have those chairs that the thing flips and they can do it from either side.
Yeah.
And so if she's just got a table set up, you can turn your chair around.
It's the way it
And
was.
it shouldn't be the way that the chair is sit. You should extend both arms and say, which one do you like?
Yeah, huh?
And they can look and say, oh, that looks like a good one right there.
But it's the it's the tape. I hate the tape.
The tape is...
It's your own fault.
So that's sorry, and I appreciate Jimmy hopping in and
Well, he was
helping out
good.
this
I
morning.
think
I was
we ought to
surprised.
we ought to ask him to do it every week.
Maybe it was part of his whole, planning and scheme to psych out the other person because he made it sound like, oh, I don't know pop culture.
And then he was
And
right
then
on
he
it.
Just nailed it.
Oh.
All of them. He even got an actual trivia question.
Really?
Yes. It's like, out of these 4 women,
Mhm.
only one of them was not dated by Justin Timberlake.
Oh.
And there wasn't a joke answer. There were 4.
It could have been any of
and he
them.
didn't hesitate.
And he answered it correctly. Did you hear it?
No, let me hear what it...
Let me see how you do.
Okay.
All right. Which of the following women has Justin Timberlake not dated?
Okay.
Now, wait, which part of your brain would you like to answer this with?
The right or the left? Britney Spears, Jessica Biel, Cameron Diaz, or Christina Aguilera?
Cameron Diaz.
No.
He dated Cameron Diaz?
He did.
Oh, he didn't date Christina Aguilera.
Very good.
Okay.
But Jimmy,
Bam, hit it.
right away.
Ah.
He went, that'd be Christina Aguilera.
Blown away.
Huh.
You know why? Because Jimmy's dated all of them.
I
That's
guess
right.
so.
He's talked to them all.
6.
I'm not sure that poop in the tub is a thing we should be playing before we talk to a respected journalist, right?
Well, I don't
like
know.
Robert
It says
Gerke.
Don't poop in the tub.
Yeah.
It's an important PSA. It's an
Yeah.
important
Okay,
message.
all right.
It is. So brought to you by?
Brought to you by Haster Games for board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice, paints, and so much more. Visit Haster Games at 6831 South State or HasterGames.com.
Who's that journalist? The pickle guy. Gerke! Gerke! Radio from Hell on X96.
I've just always loved the term ink-stained wretch. Robert Gerke, Salt Lake Tribune, sltrib.com, reporter and columnist.
It's all pixels now. It's all pixels.
Yeah,
It's
that's
all
right.
online.
No ink.
No more ink.
So Bob, let's talk about the signature gathering. And it was really very successful.
It was amazingly successful. I mean, they needed to get 140-ish thousand signatures. They turned in yesterday, they said more than 320,000.
And they had to do it in only 30 days.
30 days to do it from the time they started gathering. Wow. And so, you know, as is always the case, a number of them will be, you know, disqualified for various reasons. You know, either they're not a registered voter, or they signed the name wrong or something. But 320,000 is a pretty hefty cushion. Yeah. The only real remaining question is if they got it, and they have to get it in 15 of the 29 Senate districts, because they have specific targets in those districts. And we've seen it happen before with the Count My Vote initiative, where they didn't get the Senate districts that they needed. And so, you know, even though they have plenty of signatures right now and it looks good for them, you know, we'll find out. We won't find out until June, actually.
So is it fair? They only had 30 days. You have to do this in 30 days.
Yep.
Now, there's 21 days where county clerks will certify the signatures.
Yeah.
And then the opposition, presumably the legislature, has 45 days to try and get people to take their names off of the petition.
Yeah, that they put that in place because they didn't want people, you know, signing it, being pressured into signing it, or signing it not knowing what they're doing. But yeah, they have more time to get people knocked off than the signature gatherers had to collect them. And so what that creates the opportunity of is for them to identify a certain Senate district where they've only got, you know, a cushion of 700, and then really focus their efforts there. And so, you know, we have the hardest process to get a referendum on the ballot in the country. Most states are, you know, 3% of the registered voters. We're 8%, and then we have this long knockoff period, and you know, our validation is pretty rigorous. So, you know, it's a real heavy lift, and we don't see it that often. I mean, we had a referendum to repeal the food tax. They gathered enough signatures, and the legislature said, okay, you guys win, and repealed it, so it didn't end up on the ballot. And then in 2007, we had one on vouchers. But you know, that's twice in almost 20 years.
Now, explain to me. Everybody now is whining about the people who are opposed to this collective bargaining initiative and don't want it. You know, they say now you're going to see all this outside money coming into Utah.
There's already outside.
Yeah, there's some truth to that. I mean, the National Education Association spent about, I think it was $1.7 million.
Yeah, but so what?
And so, you know, they have a vested interest in this. Utah's ground zero. There's sort of a test case, and they don't want to see it stay on the they don't want to see this stay on the books here, because then there are going to be other states that are going to copycat it.
Yeah.
So if they think if they can, you know, defeat it here, then, you know, it has national implications.
Yeah.
You know, and so NEA, local education affiliates across the country, but then you also have AFL-CIO, you know, Federation of State and County Workers,
but
all of these union groups. So there's going to be a lot of money spent on this, and there's going to be a lot of money coming in from the outside.
And
frankly,
so what?
On the opposition side as well.
I
So there is an opposition group that's formed now. You know, a formal opposition group. We haven't seen where their money's coming from yet, but we will.
Probably outside.
Probably outside. It's not coming from inside the house. Let's put it that way. So it's going to be getting it on the ballot is just the first step. You know, they've got to keep the signatures, got to keep people's signatures on the ballot, and then they've got to run this whole campaign. Assuming they get on the ballot, it's going to be an 18-month-long campaign up until the election. So it's still got a long road ahead of it.
And now, what have you got to say about Mike Lee?
So back in January, I think we talked about this back in January. I looked at how much he tweets.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed, it's a lot.
It is.
And so all of 2024, he tweeted about 13,000 times. In the first quarter of 2025, he's tweeted over 9,100 times.
Does he do it himself?
My understanding is that he does it himself. His staff won't answer the question. He wouldn't answer the question of whether he does it himself. But everybody I've talked to has said that their understanding is he does this
Is this
himself.
based Mike Lee?
This is his based Mike Lee account. And in March alone, he tweeted almost 9,400 times, which is 130 times a day. So it's basically every 10 minutes from the time assuming that's 10 minutes every 10 minutes without sleep, assuming he sleeps. You got to, it's 12 or 13 times an hour.
I don't think he sleeps.
Yeah, and so it's an amazing amount of tweeting. I talk to people who, what is this gain? What is this, gain for him? And we were talking a little bit about it before. It gives him this elevated profile on the national political level, and it helps his fundraising.
Well, he just like all the Republicans want to be on television. They're in their minds. They're on a TV show. They're not governing. They're on a TV show. And that's part of what you do when you're on a TV show is promote.
You've got to be an influencer, and it has done that. I mean, he's got, he gets 2 billion views, over that 3-month span, and Twitter pays for that. We don't know how much Twitter pays or if he's being paid for that, but it's likely that he's making some money off of it.
Why do I have the impression that he is not? That people talk behind his back in Washington. that they outwardly they will but behind his back they think he's a boob.
There are murmurs. There's always murmurs, I guess, about high profile political figures, and a lot of his tweeting is sort of sucking up to Elon Musk and Donald Trump and so forth. There are workhorses and there are show horses in Congress, and you got to choose which one you're going to be. The Elon Musk tweeting has been really interesting because he used to not really get along with Elon, and now Elon's this golden child of the Republican movement, and he mentioned him more than 400 times in his tweets over the 3-month span. It's pretty remarkable.
Yeah. But because he's registered with Twitter, he gets paid.
I've heard that he's actually offered to have one of Elon's children.
There's a lot of that going around, isn't there?
No, I mean, he gets paid if he reaches a certain amount of traffic.
Yeah, Twitter's changed the way they pay a little bit. It used to be like about $8 for every million views, and so if you do the math, he could be making a significant amount of money. He'll have to disclose that in May, presumably. But so we don't know how much he's gotten so far, but it could be a pretty significant chunk of change for him. And it's probably also worth noting he has introduced over 500 bills since he's been in Congress, and he's passed 6. And so in terms of doing work or getting attention, you can kind of see which side he comes down. Now, it's 6 standalone bills. Other times, bills get folded into these big budget bills and so forth, so it's hard to really get a good count on it. But in terms of standalone bills, it's like 3 post offices and a veteran center, and so it's stuff
really
like
important
that.
stuff.
And so you're off to the governor's news conference.
Off to see my friend Spencer Cox. He used to be on the show all the time. He was a staple for you
when
guys.
When he was the vice governor.
Yeah, the lieutenant governor. Did you guys have a falling out?
Well, sort of.
He
changed,
man. He changed.
He's not the same person at all.
Yeah. He's got his monthly news conference today, and so we'll go up and ask him about probably the bills he vetoed and some other things. Anything you want me to ask?
No, I heard him make a comment about that signature gathering, and he said, "Well, I think that's great that they did that, but I'd like to know what he really thinks about it."
Exactly.
Yeah, well, I don't know if we could ever climb inside his head and figure out what he really thinks about it. There was, when that bill passed, he was still, I think, working on trying to get it narrowed a little bit. But obviously that didn't work out, and he signed the bill that is now on the books and would take effect May 7th. So, he's kind of, if this goes through, if this referendum goes through, I mean, it's a pretty strong rebuke to the legislature, a legislature that doesn't get told no very often. So, I mean, it's going to be really interesting to watch. And
has he ever Governor Cox ever really adequately explained why he allowed the LGBTQ flag thing to just go into law without his signature?
He said on the last night of the session that he would have preferred that just be limited to classrooms and not cover other government properties. But he signed it anyway. He said that he
didn't sign it. Isn't that the one?
Yes, he let it become law.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But he said that, he doesn't think MAGA flags should be in classrooms either. And so he doesn't think these political statements should be in there. Now, there's obviously a discussion to be had of whether this is a political statement and whether it should cover all offices. For example, the University of Utah has an HIV clinic that they're banning the flags from now. It is going to be one of the things I think is going to be kind of funny to watch with this bill is the definition of flag is a rectangular piece of fabric. So what about what if it's a square? What if it's a triangle? What if it's not?
Pennants.
What if it's a pennant and not a
And what if it's plastic?
So and the enforcement piece of it is so weak. I mean, you make a complaint to the auditor's office, and then they investigate and give you 30 days to fix it, or you get a fine. It's this sort of long process before anybody actually sees any consequences. But there are going to be disputes over it, and Utah again being we're a leader in the nation in this regard, which is probably
that and the fluoride.
And fluoride, and
it's the Utah way.
Yeah, we are on the vanguard of the Trump movement, I think, in a lot of ways, in ways that we didn't used to be, I think.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. I think we used to be a more
reasonable
or compassionate.
We
used to be more compassionate.
Everybody called it the Utah way, and a lot of that was just marketing and branding, but I think there was something to be said for getting stakeholders together and trying to find some middle ground and take other viewpoints into consideration, and that's sort of gone by the wayside in the last 8 years.
Well, and same thing I was talking about off air, who is he making happy doing any of this?
Well, I mean, we saw what he risks by making people unhappy, because in his last election, there was a big segment of the hardcore Republicans who were really upset with him, and they wanted Phil Lyman as governor. But if he's not running again for governor, at least, there's probably less incentive for him to keep them on his good side. Yeah. It kind of points to the notion that he might be running for something else down the road and still have some political ambitions.
Yep.
All right.
Robert Gerke, Salt Lake Tribune, sltrib.com. Go ask your questions.
I will. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thanks,
Traffic,
Gerke.
Nick, please.
Traffic. There is that crash near SR 201, the eastbound ramp going on to 56th West. That is still causing some issues over there, and people are texting in, several people, that there is a crash northbound I-215 as you get onto Foothill. That's not even being reported by UDOT, so I don't know what the hell is happening out there. That's why I'm glad you're texting me your traffic. 33986 is where you can do so.
All right. KXRK Provo. We'll take a break, play a song. After that song, it's the Boner Recap game. Easy to play, easy to win. Just tell us who won the Boner this morning. If you were listening, you know. If you weren't listening, don't guess today. Cheat. It was very close. Yeah. Go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boners April 17, 2025. Tell us who won the Boner, and you'll win.
You will win tickets to Lagoon.
Lagoon passes, 877-602-9696. We'll play that game after some messages. And, by the way, the song, very deep if you know, you know. All right, so stand by.
Listen up.
What I did over the weekend, and I said I was at a cabin, no running water. And you said, how did you handle that? Well,
what about if you got to go potty?
Well, I'll tell you that part too, if you want. I mean, it's pretty simple. So this cabin in Logan Canyon belongs to my wife's cousin who lives in Maryland. She lives in a cabin in Maryland, and she has a cabin here.
All right.
And she went to Utah State years ago. And so she just still loves it here. But she grew up in Maryland, and that's where she makes her home. And my wife's mother's sister is her mother. Anyway, and she's staying there with her mother because her mother now is, Florine is her name. She's very, very old now. Still in great shape. We FaceTimed with her at the cabin.
You FaceTimed Florine?
Yeah, we FaceTimed with
Wait,
Florine.
you had internet at the cabin? It was on your phone.
There is Wi-Fi.
But there's Wi-Fi, but no running water.
Yeah. Well, the Wi-Fi doesn't freeze. So you have to shut the water off in the winter because it'll just all freeze up. But the way you do your business is there. I mean, there's a bathroom, which I've been there once in the summer, and it's a lovely bathroom. There's a beautiful shower in it and everything, but you can't use that in the winter. But so what you have to do is there are big jugs of water, and you have to fill up the tank about halfway. Now, if it's yellow, you just let it mellow for a while because you don't want to use all the water. But if it's brown, you fill up the tank and flush it down. So that's how you do it. And so it's I mean, that's the only aspect of the whole thing that's roughing it, and it makes it a little inconvenient to do the dishes.
Brush your teeth.
You have to heat water on the stove. But there's an electric stove, and
it's like Little House on the Prairie.
Not very much. No. But it's kind of it's really a nice little setting because, I mean, it's so close to the road, really, and yet when you go in there, it's like you're in the wilderness. You only know the road is there in the winter because the leaves are off the trees, and you can every once in a while see a car go by or something. But other than that, it's like you're in the wilderness, and it's just she's just worked on it over the years that she's owned it, and it's just really, I mean, it's very nice inside. And then she's built there's an old garage, and she had a loft built over the garage in the attic of the garage, which is a separate sleeping area. So that's so people can go and sleep in there, and it's heated, and it's beautiful, just a beautiful space.
Did you see critters?
Let's see. No, but there were 2 dogs there and a cat. She travels across country. She drives when she comes out here, and she brings her 2 dogs and her cat, and they just sort of sleep in the back of the car. And she said they're no trouble. But the dogs are oh my God. They're spaniels, and they're really nice. They're not Cocker Spaniels, but they're some sort of spaniel.
English spaniel.
Yeah. And they're really nice dogs, but they're so needy. It's like they can't leave you alone for a second. Would you just get away from me? I want to stick their nose up and have you, please pet me, please. Come on, please. No, go. Finally, it gets to the point where you have to go. Go. And the cat is an interesting. So the dogs are Tristan and Trinity and Tristan from the Matrix. Is that right, Tristan? Is that the other one?
I don't know of a
Trinity. Who's somebody else in the Matrix? Not Neo.
Mr. Anderson.
Oh, it's
Mr. Anderson. Yeah.
That'd be a good name for a dog.
Yeah.
No, it's what's his name? The cat is Morpheus.
Okay.
So and the cat's interesting because he's really old and sleeps. Cats always sleep, but I mean this cat really sleeps, and like loud noises that doesn't faze it at all. And it's a lovely cat, and it really likes attention. But it's so skinny, and you could and when every once in a while he sneezes and he sneezes blood.
He's gonna die on the trip back.
Yes,
maybe.
Probably will.
They're gonna be burying him in Iowa on the way back.
She says, I'm not quite sure. I'm just, I think about having him put down, but he doesn't. He's not in pain, and he seems to be. He eats and seems to be enjoying life well enough, but yeah, he's not long for the world. But he's kind of a cool cat, just really. Nothing phases him. And so, anyway, it was 2 days. So it was Janine is the cousin. And then 2 friends from Salt Lake are up there, too. My wife's cousin and her husband, who's the retired English professor who I do the literature classes with.
The book club?
It's a literature class, Gina. I'm sorry.
Book club.
Gina. Right now, we're studying T.S. Eliot, The Wasteland.
That's
really?
A book.
You think it's it's
a poem.
It's a poem, Gina. It's not a poem club. It's a literary discussion group, is what it is, taught by a retired professor. But so they were there, and so Michael, the professor, he makes martinis, and he really makes martinis, and so that's why I didn't get any rest. Martinis and
passing out isn't rest
and long discussion. Well, no, because you don't wake up very refreshed, and there's usually lint in your mouth. So
from the cat.
Yeah. Yeah, the cat. Actually, that's the first time I've had You routinely let your animals sleep with you.
Always, yes.
I did when I was growing up. We had cats, and the cats would always sleep. But I have not allowed it as an adult. But I woke up and there was Morpheus, curled up next to me, and it was kind of pleasant, actually.
What if I told you that my litter box was full?
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of sad. It's just this little light spray. I was looking at my phone. I went, "What are these little red dots on my phone?" Oh, geez, Morpheus.
Tasting a little less fluoridated these days, says Ben out in Holiday.
Because I had it on vinyl.
That's Bittersweet.
Bittersweet is the album.
Yeah. Taste of Your Tears by King.
Yes. I got this record at Recycle Records, CD, tapes, and LP. Remember Recycle Records?
I do. It's I really like that song. I'd forgotten about it. I think it was his only hit.
No, he had also
I'm looking here.
Taste of Your Tears, and there was another one, which I also have on vinyl, I think, over there.
Love and Pride.
Love and Pride, that's it.
I don't recall how that sounds, but I'm sure we played it. Not. They haven't been active since 1986.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
But there we go, on your vinyl.
Nice. I like that song a lot.
Because, if you know, you know.
It appeals to the 14-year-old girl that lives inside of me.
Oh.
Really
I have the soul of a 14-year-old girl somewhere.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You really ought to let her out.
I like some songs that only 14-year-old girls should like. Like Vitamin Z. What is that song?
Oh, damn.
Hang
on.
It just
don't ask me.
I'm not asking you.
Katie is doing some sort of miming that I can't decipher.
I don't know what that means. It was a C, I think.
I know we have Vitamin Z in here.
Yeah, it's
Burning Flame.
Burning Flame. There.
Thank
you.
That's your heart's so like a burning flame. Your heart's so like a burning flame. It's
Oh, she's thinking of another band called Vitamin C.
Right.
We're talking about Vitamin Z.
Vitamin Z.
Or Vitamin Z, as they're known in.
Yeah.
Between the miming, the songs I don't recognize, and Bill's inner 14-year-old girl, I'm very confused. right now.
I don't know what's confusing about it. I just there are certain things that that appeal to me that should really only appeal to a 14-year-old girl.
No, let her out.
Well, I do occasionally.
Uncage your 14-year-old girl.
She came out when I walked into the studio and King was playing.
She's in the basement of your soul, and you should let her out.
Exactly.
Boner recap.
All right, let's do that.
Nicole.
Who is it?
Nicole.
Yes.
Hi, Nicole. Where?
Hey.
How are you? Oh, it's our friend Nicole.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And it goes like this. It goes, da-da-da-da-da-da. What my heart yearns for now, loving right. You know that song?
Well, let's just give her the prize. For singing it, you know.
You don't need to recap the boner, right?
Well, you're here.
What is the prize?
The prize is, sorry, the last 2 minutes is making my head hurt.
Lagoon passes.
Lagoon passes. You can get more details about winning those over at x96.com.
All right, here we go. Nicole, tell me which one of these boner candidates was the winner, and you'll get those lagoon passes, or even if you don't, you'll get them anyway.
Yeah.
Boner candidate number one, the quack. A quack has been hired by the quack in charge. That's Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., hiring a man who has no medical degree of any kind.
Was charged with practicing medicine without a license.
Yeah. And he's tapped him to do research into what causes autism, and we should know by September. Boner candidate, boner candidate number two. That's my pet pig. His name was Eddie. A couple of Hawaiian jerks wanted to enter there was a hog hunting contest in Hawaii, and they have wild pigs there. And it was a $1,000 prize, but they kidnapped poor Eddie, this woman's pet pig, and killed Eddie and butchered him up to enter the contest.
They had their dogs kill Eddie.
Yeah.
That's even worse.
That's awful.
And then boner candidate number three was, what is a young gentleman to do? This is a young guy who his girlfriend went on a Caribbean cruise with her family, and they said, please stay here and watch our pets. And he didn't like that, and so he sent a bomb threat to the cruise ship. So, Nicole, do you know which one of those was the winner?
I mean, I don't, but I'm going to go with number one.
Well, number two is what you said, because that's
I think
correct.
she said number two.
Yeah, number two is...
I said number two.
Number two is right, yeah. Yeah, number two is correct.
That's what I said. You're right.
Yeah.
You were going to win because of the singing anyway. But
yeah. All right, so you won.
Well, come on, you know Love and Pride.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You've won those passes to Lagoon, and so now
we're going.
Okay.
That's my grandson.
All right. Nicole, hang on, and Katie will tell you what to do.
Tell you how to get that. All right.
Nicole has been trying to win those passes for days.
She has.
Good for Nicole.
And it was strictly the randomizer that picked her, okay?
Good.
That's all there is to it. All right. We will take a break. We'll be back after these messages with some big boy news and opinion.
We were talking about sandwiches earlier, and I'm hungry for a sandwich.
Really? Sometimes just a good, cheap gas station sandwich.
Will you eat a gas station sandwich?
Yeah, occasionally, if I have to. I
don't trust a gas station sandwich.
How about a hoagie?
I don't not
have a hoagie?
Not. You don't know how long they've been sitting there. The sandwich at the gas station is way down on the list of priorities for the people that work at the gas station.
Yeah.
They don't care about turnover or.
Now we got sandwiches out here.
Where?
out in the cooler there. You know where you could buy the drinks and stuff.
Yeah. Again, how long are they out there?
I don't know. But will you do a gas station hot dog?
Okay.
All right. Oh, okay.
Maverick is like high-end convenience store gas station.
Yeah, they have
hot
good
dog.
stuff.
They have. I trust.
Stuff.
I trust Maverick.
You trust a gas station sandwich from Maverick?
Yeah,
I trust it.
I would.
Okay.
I think they take pride in the food that they offer at their.
Yeah, I've
Maverick
had
has
them.
all the good stuff.
They have the Bahama Mama.
They got the best bathrooms.
Their coffee is even pretty good.
Yeah, they have the soda fountain. This sounds like an ad for Maverick. They have the soda fountain with like 50 different sodas, and you can add little vanilla to it, like I like.
Like
to
you
do.
like.
They have the good ice. Maverick knows what they're doing.
By the way, the owner of Maverick, Keith Maverick. Keith Maverick. I'm just going, Keith, we're going to send you a bill.
I'm going to send you a bill.
Oh, if we're traveling, we're talking about road trips earlier.
Yeah.
It's Memorial Day. People are taking road trips. We will
I do, too.
destination Maverick on a road.
I try to stop stop at a Maverick, and I'd rather go to a Maverick than a drive-through fast food place.
Oh yeah,
really.
Now, you mentioned the flavored syrup for your sodas. I heard someone bitching about the movie theater ones. You know, where you pre-select
the
your
freestyle.
Yeah.
What was their complaint?
They just didn't care for them at all, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
It's not a good mix. I like it when I can mix my own.
Oh, is that the complaint?
Yeah, because the freestyle is a pre-mixed thing. But
yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah.
Get a,
Oh, you want to know my freestyle trick?
There is one?
Yeah, well.
Is that they have that at Harmon's too, don't they? That freestyle.
No.
No?
It's like a soda fountain.
Yeah, I know. I thought I saw one at Harmon's.
Here's my trick. So you have a pure drink that is the drink that you wanted, untainted by other drinks.
Say it's Diet Coke. All right.
Always go to the water tab
Mm-hmm.
and run a little water through there first.
Oh, otherwise you're getting the flavor of the leftover.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, that's a good
That's
trick.
my little freestyle.
You know, Gina, you are so amazingly creative about things that don't matter.
No,
that matters.
No, this is helpful because
you put your brain to these things.
It's helpful.
Just a little water.
Because I'm making my twice yearly trip to the movie theater, and I need to know
Do a little rinse.
Okay.
Because they all come through the same spigot.
All right. Thank you.
My little tip.
Time for some big boy news and a penuendo. Brought to you by.
For a limited time, save up to $100 on select tires at your locally owned and operated Big O Tire.
Well, this is you know how I like to throw parties.
Yeah.
You know, I have cocktail parties
All the time.
All the time, and this is going to be. I'm going to have this for my next cocktail party. Oyster girls. You need oyster girls.
Oyster girls?
Yeah. Now some big soirees now they have shot girls, and they're just young women dressed in slinky black dresses and stuff, and they wander around the party offering you shots of something, of alcohol.
Yeah. Okay.
But oyster girls, beautiful young women wandering among the best dressed revelers, dolled up in slinky black dresses and heels. Their mission to seamlessly excuse me, shuck the aphrodisiacal shellfish by the handful, serving them directly with all the trimmings to guests, all the while maintaining eye contact and a sparkling smile. I could do this in my sleep, Sarah Naomi, a model for event caterer Oysters XO, boasted to the New York Post at a recent fashionable fete at Peak. Something was tickling my throat.
Yeah, man. The ideas of those oysters.
The beaming beauty steadily worked the room, dispensing the briny bivalves, floating among and charming her customers without once clamming up. But apparently they walk around with custom tool belts loaded down with buckets.
Okay.
And there's a bucket for unopened oysters, a bucket for oyster shell discards, and then another bucket for tools. And they're able to stand there and shuck an oyster, put some stuff on it, whatever you want. I like horseradish on mine, fresh horseradish.
Well, this makes more sense than the eating sushi off of a nude lady trend that happened some time ago with the rich people.
Yeah.
You guys like oysters?
I do.
Yeah.
I tried my first one a couple months back, and I went in thinking, oh, this will be good, and I did not like it at all.
I was the same about your age, and then I took a class about it where we got to try different ones. They threw it over here at Market Street.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Where you got to try different ones, and they schooled you about the different types and all that.
Make mine a Kumamoto.
Yeah, it was that kind of thing.
All right.
The Sixth Sense star, Haley Joe Osment. Remember him?
Yep.
Was arrested at Mammoth Lakes, California ski lodge this month for public intoxication and possession of an unidentified controlled substance.
Oh, really?
The 37-year-old was arrested at a parking lot for The Mill, one of the so-called base lodges at the Mammoth Mountain ski area. A local police source said they received a call reporting his alleged unruly conduct. Sergeant Jason Hellman of the Mammoth Lakes Police Department told the outlet Wednesday that Osment, best known for The Sixth Sense, was booked and is no longer in custody, previously charged in 2006 with a misdemeanor drunk driving charge at age 18. Pleaded no contest to that. And he's also been arrested for marijuana. He's leading a somewhat troubled life, I'm afraid.
It's hard for me to envision him being unruly in public. He seems like such a nice guy.
He was doing okay there for a bit. He had some parts in like some Adult Swim shows.
Yeah.
And you'd see him every now and then.
Amanda Bynes. What is she famous for?
The Amanda Bynes Show.
It says here.
Unironically, yeah.
Like she's the man star.
Yeah, that as well.
Anyway, she's taking a new direction in her career. She's joining OnlyFans. I'm on OnlyFans now, the 39-year-old former child star said.
Really?
However, she made it clear that what you should and shouldn't expect, I am only doing OnlyFans to chat with my fans through DMs. I will not be posting any sleazy conduct.
Well... good luck with that.
Yeah.
She's a mess.
Evanescence's Amy Lee has spoken about her love for the Legend of Zelda series, with her only tattoo is inspired by the Legend of Zelda. In a new interview with Netflix about the world of video games, vocalist Amy Lee revealed that she's a huge fan of that series. Ocarina of Time was my first role-playing game experience. I still play it from time to time just to calm my heart down and go to sleep. As they've gone into Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Oh, that's my favorite. It's been ongoing, and I have one tattoo, a trio of hearts, 3 little hearts that they show, I guess, in every Legend of Zelda game. And
I thought it was triangles.
But... Yeah.
So apparently this is hearts.
It's huge. Yeah, that Legend of Zelda has a huge cultural impact on people.
Yep. Making a movie.
It was, why am I forgetting his name? Hello, I talked like this, and I died a couple years ago. And a comedian. I'm so tired this morning.
A couple years ago?
He died by suicide. The funny guy who is
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams. That was like his favorite video game. He talked about that all the time.
He named his kid Zelda.
Yeah. Nate Bargatze, speaking of comedians, is going to host the 77th annual Emmy Awards. The ceremony will air live coast to coast from the Peacock Theater in Los Angeles on September 14th. Nate is one of the hottest comics in the business with a remarkable and hilarious brand of comedy that deeply resonates with multi-generational audiences around the globe, said Television Academy Chair Chris Abrego. We are thrilled to be able to leverage his one-of-a-kind perspective to entertain TV fans watching this year's Emmy telecast. This person does not talk like a real human being.
No, he does not.
Let's see.
AI? Chat GPT?
I don't know.
Nate's great, though. Nate is very, very funny.
One of summer's greatest simple pleasures is to have a slow, leisurely party on a patio with the Oyster Girls.
Yeah.
Or backyard, warm Sunday night, and you outdoor, you barbecue. And you're probably familiar, if you do that in with any regularity, beer can chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with that grilling strategy, which does involve cooking a chicken on top of a beer can, it's incredibly delicious.
Yes.
And now Pringles, Pringles, the potato chip company, and Miller Lite partnering up on 2 brand new chips that encapsulate classic warm weather flavors with no grill required. Beer can chicken flavored Pringles and grilled beer brat flavored Pringles.
What?
Are headed to a grocery store near you, instantly bringing a taste of your favorite grilled foods. With Miller Lite's hoppy malt beer aroma to any outdoor gathering, I'll try them.
We need a counter from Big Chicken by getting some rotisserie chickens stuffed with beers that you can buy on the checkout.
You ever had beer can chicken?
No, but I just Googled it. It looks great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you leave about a half a full beer can, I think, as I recall, and then you put the chicken cavity on top of it, and then grill it, and the beer theoretically
evaporates from the heat,
and it kind of is supposed to permeate the chicken.
Yeah, make it moist.
Keep it moist. Yeah. Serena Williams says that what's described here as a crip walk during the Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl halftime performance. She said, "No, I didn't do that to diss Drake." Her ex-boyfriend. In a new interview with Time, Williams was asked about her intention behind her surprise appearance with Kendrick Lamar as the rapper performed Not Like Us, his hit song that also serves as a Drake diss track. Many viewers assumed that Serena Williams, who briefly dated Drake around 2011, was intended to shade the rapper, but Williams said, no, absolutely not. No, I would never do that. She said it was sad that everyone would think that. Well, everybody would think that?
Yeah.
Well, that whole halftime performance was pretty much a diss on Drake. And Drake is not taking it well.
No, he's
not. Suing everybody.
Well, she showed up literally during the song that is known for dissing Drake.
Exactly,
So,
She said, no, I'm sad that anybody would think that. I mean, obviously I can see how someone might think that, but no, I've never had any negative feelings toward that toward him. I've known him for many, many years.
Drake is not looking any better.
No.
Because of all these lawsuits.
You should just dummy up and not say anything about it.
Or create a counter diss track. And,
he did a thing for a period of time where, he would walk out on stage with, bullet holes in his outfit and smoke coming out of it, he survived, a shooting. And, he's such a turd.
So I'm looking forward to this. I think it looks pretty scary. New movie coming out called Weapons.
Okay.
It's a film from Zach Krieger, and there's a teaser for it on social media, and it is a horror movie, and it's about central mystery concerning a group of children in a small town who all voluntarily leave their homes at precisely 2:17 a.m. in the morning and then are never seen again.
Wow. I like the premise.
Yeah. So there's a teaser that it's a black and white clip that shows a child running past a house with their arms extended, while the next video shows a young person jogging across the street. The final video captures 3 kids running down a tree-lined road. Though their destination is unknown, the caption remains the same on all 3 posts: "Into the dark."
I think I saw the teaser for this. It's like security cam footage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's Josh Brolin, Julia Garner, Benedict Wong. So good.
Still, I love the premise.
Yeah,
So
good cast. And
show me what you got.
Apparently, it's pretty creepy.
All right. Weather?
Weather. We're supposed to be getting more spotty sprinkles as the day continues, so it is going to be wet today, and it is going to be continuing being wet tomorrow. High of 49 today, high of 46 tomorrow. Yeah, that's basically your weather.
All right, thank you.
Listen to Radio from Hell at Home when you first wake up.
In Ogden, I had a local that grew up in that area.
Ogden boy through and through.
So my goal in life is I mean, I love being on the radio. This is a great job. I'm a professional announcer, and I have my radio show, and this is great. But what I want to do more than anything is to even just for a few minutes, like a half hour, at the Burger Bar in Roy. I want him to let me go in there and do the number announcements on the PA. 15, number 15. See, I could do it.
Yeah, I've done that sort of stuff before.
23, number 23. Your shake order is ready.
Yeah, it's amazingly satisfying to do that.
Is it?
I don't know why.
I would love it. And I'm serious.
It's like you're the voice of God for
right.
all those fat people standing around waiting for where's my shake?
I want my Big Ben. No, the Burger Bar in Roy. It'd been there forever. Been going there my whole life. I just want to have a turn on the microphone there.
I have a similar dream, an Ogden dream, a similar Ogden dream. I would like to, when I finally stop doing this, to just work at a convenience store in Ogden, like a maverick.
You never worked at Car Quick?
Never did.
All those years ago
No.
when we had that amazing relationship with Car Quick and Stimpson's?
I did Car Quick's ads forever and ever. Car Quick, corn dogs. I forget there was some character I did. I can't remember exactly what it was.
Well, let's get you behind the counter at a like a Maverick, and then I'll be the host of the numbers at the Burger Bar, and our dreams will be fulfilled.
Oh, if you and one other thing about Ogden, if you go to at RFH Bill on Twitter, Gina posted this. I don't know where she got it, or she reposted
Somebody
it.
found it for her.
Yeah, it's a picture of me in the high school yearbook, and it's a page of people there, and it's the National Honor Society. We were all members of the National Honor Society, which for the life of me I don't remember what that was, but it was some accolade. I think it was just grade point average.
Elite
or something.
smart people, Bill.
But I was wearing perfectly round spectacles, glasses.
You had those for quite a while, actually.
I loved those damn glasses.
I think we have
those
in the interstitials. During the commercials, occasionally you'll.
Oh yeah,
we have a picture of you with those round glasses.
I'm not sure if it's the same pair, but I know the first ones I ever had I found at DI.
Yes,
and they were really good quality. And then I had my prescription put in them. I loved those glasses.
Well, I've lived all my Ogden dreams, so I got nothing to add.
How long did you live in Ogden? 4 or 5 years?
The KJQ years, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
all that time.
That's Ogden as far as I'm
Roy
concerned.
is
Roy,
okay, yeah. I mean, it was essentially Ogden. Lived all my Ogden dreams.
Yeah,
so I'm good.
Managed to get it out of your system.
All out.
Yep.
Number 7. See, I could do that at the Burger Bar.
See,
Please.
he's sitting in for Gina today.
Right.
And Gina is the kind of person who would put this out into the universe hoping that somebody will make it happen.
I just want somebody knows somebody at the Burger Bar.
One day
you pass that along to them, and it's going down. I will be there. Okay. All I want is I want to be able to film a little videos for social media while I'm there horsing around, and a Big Ben.
All right. There you go. Make it so, universe.
Hell.
How often do you hear, well, they don't teach this in high school?
Well, I was talking about this with somebody just the other day. Were we talking about it here?
It was here.
Yeah, it's.
I think it was Todd. That
why don't they teach financial literacy in school from a very young age? But here's somebody who knows about all of that. Her name is Cassandra Fuentes. She's a financial education manager with Mountain America Credit Union. And financial literacy, they should teach it in school, shouldn't they?
Yeah, they actually do. Our high school students, they believe they go through a full semester of financial education. But the reality is that's just not enough for a lot of people to really catch on.
No, it's not.
And so one of the things at Mountain America that we're really passionate about is starting with our kids from a really young age, even as young as 3 years old.
Right.
You can begin to have those conversations and really teach your kids these concepts within money.
Sometimes it feels as though finances just sort of, I don't understand them really. I look at my, I can barely pay my own bills. I kind of can do that, but I don't try to prepare my own taxes anymore because I look at it and I just go, I don't understand money. I don't understand it. So how do you become more financially literate?
How do you get to understand money?
Yeah, I think it really starts with empowering yourself with knowledge. And so, that's something Mountain America is passionate about. We want folks, within our community to be able to access the different tools that are available to really build on that financial literacy.
What kind of tools?
We have a variety of different tools. We know that everybody's at a little bit of a different place, whether it's somebody who's just starting out and they're wanting to improve their credit score, or they are looking to buy their first home, or even folks who've been managing money for a while and they're just looking for some ways to find some more fulfillment and satisfaction with their money. We're able to give them some insights. We have a different range of modalities for that. We've got online where people can go in and they can look at articles and watch videos, and then we also have these workshops that we do. We do
live workshops?
Yeah, live workshops. And then we do the complimentary webinars online. We just had one yesterday. And then we also do one-on-one coaching. So if you're looking for something that's really specific, that's really the best place to go.
So if you go to mountainamericacreditunion.com?
That's a good guess. Yeah, macu.com/guide. That's where you'll be able to find all of that information.
How important is it to just balance your checkbook?
Well, I am somebody that tries to never should on somebody. I don't like to tell people what they should do, but I do believe, for me personally, I'm somebody who likes to look at my accounts, a couple times a week just to track things. For me, that's helpful because I can start to feel some of the spending that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Right? Everything is so digital now, where if we're not actually seeing that money leave our wallets, so to speak, then we may not even feel that spend. And so being able to log in, it's almost like weighing yourself,
yeah.
which might create some feelings for people. But, you're like, whoa, I need to slow down, right? If I'm going too fast or spending too much money.
Yeah, that's really essentially what I do. I remember the old days, line by line, and you have a checkbook. And now I just go and look and say, well, I wonder why my balance is that low.
It's understandable to have that happen.
What does now, not being a Mountain America Credit Union customer, I don't know the answer to this, so I'll ask you.
Yeah.
I really wish more banks and credit unions would do this. But when you see the entries of the things that most of us use debit cards and hardly ever use a check or cash. And when you see the line item, and then I'd like it categorized. I'd like for the institution. Does Mountain America do that?
To tell you
to say this was
where it was,
food or fuel or rent or
Definitely. So a lot of financial institutions do this. I think Mountain America does a great job with it within our mobile app. You can go in and you can actually, we have a financial wellness section where you can see where you're spending and go in and categorize. And so
give you a little pie chart or something.
Yeah, and I love that because when you get to see where that money's going, it gives you that awareness, and hopefully you can make more efficient or effective decisions.
The liquor bills are overwhelming because of the financial situation we're in. I mean, the economy seems to be, people are nervous.
Yeah.
Is there a way you can sort of allay people's fears?
in my opinion, I think it's all about looking at your financial goals and really understanding what your plans are to achieve those. There are a lot of people right now, and mind you, I'm not licensed to speak on what to buy in terms of investments, but I can speak on investing principles. I think the key thing is most of us, when we're investing, we want to be investing for longer term goals.
Yeah.
So these fluctuations in the market really shouldn't be terribly scary if your financial goals that you're investing for are 15 years out. You might be a little bit more nervous if you're still in the stock market and you're planning to cash out in 2 years.
Yeah.
But again, work with a financial advisor who can kind of guide you on where to allocate those investments so that when you see these significant dips and gains in the market, you're not feeling so anxious about it.
Yeah. Nick, knock off the penny stocks.
Okay.
Knock that stuff off. Yeah, just no more penny stocks. It's Mountain America Credit Union. It's Cassandra Fuentes. And where can people go for more information?
macu.com/guide. That's our financial guidance hub.
MACU.
Yeah, macu.com.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Thank you.
All right, we will take a break, play a song, and crawl towards the exits after these. BigOTires.com.
Oh, yeah. Big O Tires is the team you trust. Now, look, you can save right now $50 to $100 instantly on select sets of 4 tires at Big O. And while you go to the website, BigOTires.com, look at the Healthy Car Special. It's $39.95. The basic things that they do for that $39.95: oil change, tire rotation, alignment check, brake check, battery check, and more than that for $39.95. I don't know what the more is.
That's an incredible deal.
You just had your car aligned there, right?
Yes.
You had the alignment check.
And it made a big difference.
Big O is proud to say that they're locally owned and operated. Stop by your local store. Get to know the people at your local store. They're really very nice. The ones I go to in 2nd East and South Temple. And they also have multiple financing options to fit any budget and situation. You can make an appointment online, but walk-ins are welcome. BigOTires.com, the team you trust.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
These are things that are bugging you. You can't stand them anymore, our dear friends of the program. Things that you want out of your life. You say, I can't bear it. These are things that must go. So you send them to us. Radio from Hell at x96.com. Put must go in the subject line, and if we read yours on the air, maybe it'll make you feel better. And sometimes we understand these things magically do disappear from your life once we read them. Things that must go. I'll go first. I got a couple of my own. I mentioned this one yesterday, the Gatorade bath at the end of football games. I just think that's just such a stupid tradition. It's a waste of Gatorade. And it makes the coach cold and sticky. I don't.
It's tradition.
Yeah, well, fine. And so is, and then the other thing that must go is what I call the announcer chuckle. It's a guy reading commercial copy, and he puts a little chuckle in his voice here and there at places where it doesn't even mean anything. As we recover from the holiday madness and try to get our homes back in order, we're back to day-to-day grinds. It's the announcer chuckle. That must go.
The announcer chuckle.
Yeah. This one says, from friend of the program, Holly in West Jordan, you can use my name. When the clock strikes midnight on New Year's Eve and you give your significant other a celebratory kiss,
yes,
and then over the next days you realize you're feeling sick.
Oh.
Then you take a COVID test and you find out you're positive. COVID or what other illness you want to insert here, transmissions must go.
Yeah. We're headed into the triple-demic. So,
yeah. Listen, folks, get your shots. If you're not vaccinated, do it. This one says, let's see. I sent this in a few weeks ago, but it was over the holidays. I don't know if you got it. Drivers who do not use turn signals must go. My wife and I are avid bicyclists. When riding on the roads, we are constantly vigilant of motor vehicles. At intersections, especially those with stop signs or stop lights, we look for many, many clues as to a driver's intention. We look at the vehicle for any signs of movement. We try to make eye contact with the driver so we know that they're aware of our presence. Difficult to do if the windows are tinted. We look at wheels or to see any movement. And finally, we look for turn signals. If we're at a stoplight and we see a right-hand turn signal, we will typically try to move to the left so the car can make the right turn. We try to be considerate when we can. So please, please, please be considerate of bicyclists and pedestrians and use your turn signal. And please don't cut in front of us. If there's an accident, you may get a scratch or a dent, but we suffer broken bone scrapes, bruises, and a broken bike. That's from Timbo. Says, yes, there are some inconsiderate bicyclists, but there are also a lot of inconsiderate motorists, so don't lump us all together. Terry?
Thanks, Timbo. All right, this one from the foot of Mount Doom.
Your home.
Yes. Dear Nature.
Dear Nature.
If you're going to make turmeric so damn healthy and tasty, could you make it so it doesn't stain everything?
Yes.
Come on. The fish last night. I don't know if those dishes will ever get clean. Let's see. This one from Please Don't Say My Name. People who come into work sick because, quote, they're the only ones who can do the job. Thank God I can work from home about 90% of my job, but that puts me at risk for the other 10% of the time. Managers who insist that they have too much to do so they can't train people. My manager is going to work himself into pneumonia or a heart attack, and I won't feel sorry for them when it happens. Incomplete job descriptions must go. Managers having expectations of you and not telling you what they are. 5 times my manager lacked planning, so it became 5 emergencies on my part. Financial tracking that isn't on a spreadsheet must go. All right, let's see. This one from Johnny B. So while running surround sound speaker wires and labeling which ones go where, I have a number of Sharpies that won't write. So the thing that must go, multiple Sharpies with their ink dried out must go.
And remembering to throw them away.
Yeah, throw them
Don't
away.
put it back in the drawer.
Because that's the mistake we always make. And finally, this one. Julia Roberts saying the F word must go. First time I heard this was my best friend's wedding.
Yeah.
And she said it one time, and I thought it sounded a little off. This latest Netflix movie where she says the F word quite a bit. It just sounds very unnatural. I'm no prude. Deadwood's one of my favorite shows ever. But if you're going to swear, can you swear right?
She's not good at it.
Doesn't come naturally to a nice person like Julia.
Hearing my ex-wife use that word, it's just like, oh, are you kidding me?
This is from Animal Lover. What must go is people who purchase or adopt an animal they have no right having.
Yes.
Don't get a big German Shepherd if you live in an apartment and have no intention of walking or running with them twice a day and don't intend on doing the training they need. Don't get a dog or cat you're just going to keep outside 24/7. It's cruel and irresponsible. Just don't. Amen. This is from Nick. People who give 5-star reviews to a product and say, I haven't tried it yet, but I can't wait to. Why are you giving it 5 stars then?
I don't understand the principle there.
Also, I need subtitles on shows and movies. I hate when the subtitle pops up just ahead of the actor saying the line, and I'm reading the line, so I know the line before it's spoken, and I miss the acting taking place.
Acting?
Also, inversions must go. And finally, this. Good morning, lords and lady. First thing that must go is tagging me on social media for contests. By the way, if you do this to me, I will block you and don't do that to me either. Picking up kids at school, the one woman in the semi-luxury SUV who thinks she's found a life hack of skipping the line of cars by backing into the handicap spot. No, lady, it's not clever. And lastly, from my wife, inviting people over for a party, asking them to bring a side dish or something to share, and then bringing something that my wife will have to cook once it gets there.
Yeah, that's
like frozen items or uncooked foods that my wife has to prepare. They actually handed it to her to cook without offering to help, as though it's my wife's duty to fix their side dish.
Wow.
How about just tell us you don't have time to bring something so we can find something else?
Exactly.
Thanks for letting me listen. Make mine a double.
Things that must go on the radio.
you got the vinyl, you play the vinyl.
Yeah.
You bet.
I love it.
Why not? Hear that?
Yeah, it's scratchy.
Yeah. I know Bill hates it, but I love it.
I didn't take very good care of this record.
There's almost nothing you can do about it when they eventually become scratched no matter what.
Yeah. Anyway, all right.
It means it has love and scratches.
Yeah, I had a Beach Boys album that I just couldn't listen to anymore. Because of course I always had a crappy stereo. Just a
that's got a lot to do
bad
with it.
needle and
Yeah. Like the turntable I have is not a very good turntable. I need to get like this one.
The needle on mine's been broken for a while, but it's more of a display purpose anyways because I live in an apartment.
You just want it there to look cool?
I want to move out at some point so I can play music loud, but I just don't have the
Well,
opportunity at the moment.
This comes with a poster.
Huh.
Remember?
Wow.
Remember those days?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
And the lyrics are on the other side
They're just boys.
of the poster.
Look at that.
So there you go.
When you two was just boys.
They were young boys then. Let's see.
Yeah?
Ranger Kate weighing in. Classic U2 cover for the Joshua Tree album was actually shot inside Death Valley National Park. So
not at Joshua Tree.
Not at the Joshua Tree.
Would have had me fooled. I've driven through Joshua Tree.
By a Joshua Tree, as you can see.
Yes.
In the back, but not,
Yeah, but not at Joshua Tree.
not the Joshua Tree.
Kind of feels like a lie.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like a big fat lie that we've
In a
been
long
fed for
line
these
of
years.
lies from you too.
Well, Bono that's not his real name. Speaking of lies.
Also a
Is
lie.
it?
Yeah. It's it escapes me for
Hewson?
all. Hewson, yeah.
Paul Hewson.
Somebody Hewson.
Somebody Hewson is a good band name.
Look in the dictionary or look in the phone book under Hewson, and you'll
And say every name. I'll know which one.
You'll find it.
Yeah, Paul David Hewson.
See, it's a lie.
And the Edge isn't his name either.
No,
No?
no.
A
Not the Edge?
long list of lies.
It's a bunch of lies.
I still haven't found what I'm looking for. A lie. He found it. It was his keys, and they were in the couch.
Yeah, you know Jimmy the Wine Guy, who's going to be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
His real name is not Wine Guy.
It's not Wine Guy.
What
His
could
first
it be?
name is really Jimmy, but his last name is not Wine Guy.
All right. Well, let's do the promo about that.
Between this rain and whetting our whistles, Friday's Radio from Hell show is soaked.
Jimmy the Wine Guy will be serving up cocktails for us while dishing out answers for you when he answers your drinking questions at 7:45.
And if you're looking to get out of this precipitation, let Sean Means tell you which theaters to duck and cover in this weekend when he gives his movie reviews at 7.
Bring an umbrella or bumbershoot, if you will, because it's all raining down on Friday's Radio from Hell show on X96. I like bumbershoot.
I don't even know what a bumbershoot is.
It's an umbrella.
Well, that's not the original name of
That's
an
what they
umbrella,
call
so
an
it's a
umbrella.
lie.
It's what they call an umbrella.
It's all part of the long list of
England.
lies.
It's all lies.
All lies.
Bring your bumbershoot.
Bumbershoot.
Because you know, it's not just rain that the umbrella protects you from.
What else?
Sun.
Sun. That's why I use them.
And I have an aluminum one that protects me against gamma rays.
Also protects you against villains in the 007 universe.
And I have an umbrella that has a sword in it.
Do you really?
No.
Oh.
I lied.
Lies, a long
And
line
more
of lies.
lies. More
So
lies.
sick of these lies.
All right. Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Remember who you are and what you stand for.